Hello everyone, welcome, happy Tuesday. So, late again, y'all, there is so much going on that I wish that if you could just see all the things that are happening here, like it's just enough to make you just want to take a nap. There are so many things we're working on behind the scenes that there's just not enough time in the day for. Today, I feel like I was productive yet unproductive at the same time. I learned a bunch of new things and we're going to be trying a bunch of new things, but until that happens, we are trying to figure all the things out. Yeah, so let me get this pulled up here. Let's see here. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We're going to be crafting together. I told you yesterday we're going to do a sun catcher today. If that is not remotely interesting to you, you can either hang out or you can come back next time. But if you've never crafted one of the, they're called faux stained glass sun catchers. Basically what it is it is a wood outline that we put crushed glass and resin in. And you let it cure and then you hang it in your window and it kind of has like a different type of look, but it catches the sun and they're really cool. Everyone loves them. Most everyone loves them. Some people are not a fan because they're like, I don't want to use resin. I don't want to do this. I'm not a fan. It's not traditional stained glass. Listen, we're crafting. It's just fun to do. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to send out my little reminder. And then I'm probably going to tell you about my day. Like it's been one of those days. All right, let me send this out with real quick. I can't talk and type. Let's see. Paste and send. Okay, fantastic. All right, back over here to Facebook. So before we get started, this is what we're doing today. It is a Highland Cow sun catcher and it is style 363. I know it's backwards, but it's 363. We number these so that we can also keep track of them because other than the look of this, these are really a lot easier to keep track of when we put a little number in here and it's just tabbed in there with a little piece that doesn't quite cut all the way. And if you just press gently, it'll pop right out and like it wasn't even there. Okay. They do come with little hanging holes that are predetermined for you. Before you craft this, if you don't want holes, take you some cutters, something like this, some little snips that look like that. And you can cut these little things off of here, sand it and paint on your edges and you'll never even know, okay? Just be really careful if you do modify these to not break them, okay? So this is style 363, this we're gonna make today. So it's a Highland Cow, super cute Highland Cow, and it's got some flowers across like the crown of its head. It's just really adorable. We have another Highland Cow that is one of our absolute customer favorites. And so I just did this one for spring or another alternative for everyone. It doesn't have the body. So it's just the head. It just has a little hair that comes down. And that's what this one is. It's not like the whole body. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you? I'm doing great. It's been a busy day. It's been a crazy day. Oh gosh. It's just been one heck of a day. I've got my colors laid out. I've got everything here. I've got all my supplies. I do not think that I forgot anything. If I did, we'll figure it out. So before we get started, one thing I will tell you is I am truly looking at trying to carry the paper transfer tape. I am looking at other alternatives that we can put together a kit that includes everything, but I've not found anything yet where we can okay, so let me backtrack. If you have watched me do these sun catchers, I use something called paper transfer tape. There is Tape Man Blue, there is Frisco Craft, there is Vinyl Ease. There's like 3 different brands. You can get them on Amazon and they are low tack and they clean peel. And what does clean peel mean? Well, if you look at the first 4 or 5 sun catchers that we did last year, around this time last year, February, March, I was very open. I was very transparent with you. This is a new product. This is a new thing that we're going to be doing. It's a new craft and we're going to do it all together. Right. So like the first few that I did, I used different vinyl. I used vinyl, like, you know, vinyl that you would put in your Cricut or your Silhouette machine. We also use contact paper. I use contact paper I got from the dollar store. I have product tested nearly everything I could possibly think of to create different alternatives for you guys. One thing that I found with the vinyl is that the adhesive that's connected to the vinyl somehow reacts with the resin, and when you peel it off, it leaves the sticky back. Okay, so the only solution to that is to use alcohol and, you know, clean and clean and clean and try to get that sticky back off of there. We've tried covering the sticky back with Mod Podge. We've tried adding mica powder to the sticky back and then coating that with Mod Podge. We've troubleshooted a lot of different things. And so what I try to figure out is how do we create a basic, like step by step, and then you don't have to do the whole trying to figure out all the sticky stuff that's left on the backside. So through all of the product testing that I found that paper transfer tape, it's like masking tape. It has low tack. The adhesive from the paper transfer tape, let me get my roll right here and I'll tell you about it. The adhesive that comes off of here stays on the paper transfer tape. It doesn't like get stuck to the resin and then peel off of the paper transfer tape like vinyl does or contact paper. It clean peels, meaning that when you peel this off, this is still sticky, but your piece on the back is not sticky anymore. The problem is I've not found a paper transfer tape that has a two-part system where we can unroll it, cut it, give you a portion and ship it without, you know, and where you peel off like the two parts and you expose the little sticky parts. Okay. Haven't found anything. The contact paper that I put on my counter here that I use, that I get from Amazon, also does not clean peel. It leaves the sticky back embedded in the resin. It is absolutely, like, I don't understand it, okay? So our kits that we offer do not come with a cup. They don't come with a stir stick. They don't come with resin. They just come with your glass and your wood outline. Our sun catchers, for those who have asked me a million times, is there a kit for that? Is there a kit for that? Is there a kit for that? No, we have 26 kits, and they are the kits that I made last year that as I was making a few of them, I turned them into a kit. I have not done that for every single one of them because that means our kit collection would just continue to grow beyond like manageable. And so we don't have a system in place to keep track of all the things in a way that makes sense for like order fulfillment. It just is not conducive. So I figured, okay, let's just do these 26. If you want to get them, you can. If you want to get these when I make them. So today, if you want to get this right here and you want to craft your own, I'm crafting it live with you. Okay. This is a 12-inch and I'm going to show you the glass I'm going to use. You can then go pick the glass you want to use and you can order it in 2 ounce, 8 ounce, or 16 ounce. If you think you're going to do more than one of these, the best value for your glass selection is going to be a 16 ounce bag because a 2 ounce bag is $3. So think about that. So 2 times 8. Okay. There's 16 ounces, 2 ounces, 2 times 8 would be 16. It would be, excuse me, 3 times 8 or three times. Yes. So 3 times 8. So 3 times 8 is 24, right? 18, 24. What is 3 times 8? Y'all, I cannot even do basic math right now. I've had the longest day. 3 times 8 would be what? 24. I think it's 24. 3 times 4 or 8 times 4 is 32. So 3 times 8 would be 24. Yes. Okay. So 24. So you're going to buy 16 ounces for $24 individually in a 2 ounce bag. So by the time you get a 2 ounce bag, if you're going to craft multiple of these, you want to get a 16 ounce bag for $12. Do the math. Like we've packaged it one time in a larger bag for a lower price. It's a higher price to package it in a smaller bag because it takes a lot more time to do those. Okay. So you're not getting the best value in a sample size. Okay. These are smaller sizes that you can craft with. Okay. The best value is going to be a 16 ounce bag. If you want to meet in the middle, you can do an 8 ounce bag. But for the most part, you can do most of these with a 2-ounce bag of crushed glass. Now, the more of the color you're using, you're probably going to need more than 2 ounces, which means you might need 4 ounces. So then you could get 2 bags of 2 ounces. That is $6. At that point, you might want to buy an 8-ounce bag for $7. Are we following along here? Are we following along? You're going to get an 8-ounce bag for $7. So, I've seen a lot of orders come through where people are ordering a 2-ounce bag of the same color, and I'm going, do you realize that your best value is when you get into the higher quantities? So lower quantity is going to be more, you're going to pay more. So these are buying tips for you. Okay. So if you're getting started, you're just buying supplies to craft these. We also offer sets of glass. Okay. So 2-ounce set, 8-ounce set, 16-ounce sets of glass. Those sets are priced because they are a set and you're getting a value for that set that you're purchasing. Okay. So keep that also in mind if you're going to start going down this journey. If you are not remotely interested, then you're not going to do any of the things. What was the other thing I was going to tell you? I'm trying to give you some helpful tips, especially if you're new to doing these. Like, what are some key things to remember when you're buying the supplies to do these? Number 2, we offer resin. We have a resin, and our resin comes bagged like this. And it'll have a little card that we send with you with all the information. This is $10 for this. You can get resin on Amazon. You are more than welcome to do that. You can also get resin with us and we just make it available. It doesn't mean it's the best value. It just means that when we order this, we're also buying this at a specific price and then we are able to do a markup on it for our profit margin. Obviously we want to profit. So we have priced this at $10. Okay. This is what you're going to get for $10. I know that you can get other resin for $10 on Amazon. Please understand, I know that. And we're not trying to compete with Amazon. We're trying to compete with convenience. Okay, so if you want to order your stuff with us, you can get your outline, your glass, and your resin. Fantastic. You don't have to get your resin, but you can. Okay, so you can shop around for your resin. You can shop around for your glass. You can shop around for your wood cutouts. You can shop around for your transfer tape. You can shop around for all the supplies that you're going to need. But the number one question I get asked all the time is, do you have a kit for that? Where can I get the supplies? Where can I get this? Where can I get that? And I'm telling you, when we launched these, we launched the other things that you can go with this. The resin, the glass, the outline. We don't have the cups. We don't have the stir sticks. We don't have the paper transfer tape. We don't have those things. We don't have the gloves. So think about the transfer tape as your backer when you're shopping for supplies. Because we don't provide that. You want to pick paper transfer tape version. Any of those 3 brands I told you about is like a great choice. If you choose vinyl, if you choose contact paper, if you go to the dollar store and you're trying to go that route, I am not going to recommend either one of those things because I know it's going to leave a sticky back when you peel it off. So I'm not going to recommend that. I'm going to tell you this is what I'm going to recommend. Okay. But you can shop however you want to. Crushed glass. You can get your crushed glass on Amazon. You can go to Hobby Lobby. You can go to Michael's. You can go to all the places and you can get you some crushed glass in a million different places. We provide what we carry. But you don't have to shop with us. You don't have to. But I'm using what I sell. Okay. And we offer it in 1 to 3 millimeter. We offer it in 3 to 6 millimeter. Now, the 3 to 6 millimeter does not come in the same colors that we have in the 1 to 3 millimeter. I hope you understand that too, because our supplier does not provide the larger size for certain colors. We also do not color the 3 to 6 millimeter glass ourselves. So you cannot get the chocolate in chunky. You cannot get the pink pop. You cannot get the purple rain. You cannot get the terracotta in the chunkier size. We don't offer it in the chunkier size. We specifically have what we offer in the 1 to 3 millimeter, which is like the mini chunky glass or the mini crushed glass. And then we offer the 3 to 6 millimeter in another set of colors. So that's why you cannot get the same colors in a larger size. We have available what is shown. Okay. I'm trying to help people with we get a lot of emails and I'm like, we have what's in the shop. Like, no, you cannot get the pink pop in the chunky. No, we're not making it in the chunky. We're not doing it. And I don't know that we ever will. So what we have available is what we have available. There are glass sets. There are individuals. Okay. Look at the size when you order your glass. One of the other problems that people have had is when they order their glass, they are looking at a picture and they're going, yes, that's the color I want, but they don't realize when they get their glass, oh, you just ordered chunky glass. Or, oh, you just ordered the mini glass and you didn't look at the size, okay? So read the descriptions, read the titles, look at the photos, and just know what you're ordering, okay? Be mindful and just take your time. Just double check your order. That you're getting the right things, okay? Especially if you are new to this. So in today's project, we're going to use style 363 in the 12-inch. When you order these, the automatic pre-selected selection is a 6-inch size. You're going to need to choose between the 6-inch and the 12-inch. There is not two different listings in the shop for these cutouts. So another problem that people have is that I thought I ordered the 12-inch. I wanted the 12-inch. Well, you have to choose that in the product when you're purchasing. So you're going to go to the product, you're going to open it up, and you're going to see a little selector there that says 6-inch or a 12-inch. Pick the one that you want, okay? Because it doesn't, I do a lot of the 12-inch. It's not going to come a 12-inch. It's automatically, just the way Shopify works, it automatically selects a 6-inch. Double check in your cart what you're getting, okay? So these come in 2 sizes, and they also come in individuals and bulk packs. If you're ordering bulk, you're going to go to the bulk collection. You're not going to order 12 individual of these. Because you're going to pay individual pricing, not bulk pricing. So just to be clear, there is a collection for these for you. If you're buying just one of them, if you're teaching classes, you're going to go to the bulk collection. In the bulk listing, it's going to pre-select, I think it is a 12 pack 6-inch, I believe, or a 12 pack or 12-inch 6-pack. And you have to choose from the 4 different options that are there, okay? I just want you to know that these are not individually listed by size. They are variants in the product, okay? So I'm just trying to help you while you're watching here with information that's really hard to convey in the shop when you're just there shopping, okay? So just keep that in mind. I know not everybody's going to watch this, but for those of you who are watching it, if you've had those hang-ups, just keep that stuff in mind when you're ordering. Okay, so a kit. So when you order a kit, let's say this one in particular was a kit, it is pre-selected with the glass we're going to send you. You cannot change your glass color. You cannot get another kit and say, I want to pick my colors for the kit. We don't have kit customization available. So you cannot change the pre-selections in the kits. If you want to customize your cutouts, you're just going to order things individually. I wish that I could do all the things for all the people. I just can't possibly do that. So kits come pre-selected, and we're going to send you what is noted as the colors. You can't switch it out. You can't leave me a note and say, hey, can you just swap this pink out for purple? No, we are not swapping it out because this is why our processing time is what it is. We're trying to scale things down. We're trying to make our processes more optimized. We're trying to do things in a better way to get these orders out the door. And the more that we start customizing things over and over and over and over, it's just another step. That's another thing. And we don't have the system in place for that deep customization in place. Not saying we won't ever have that, but right now we do not. So I think that's everything I wanted to tell you. One last thing. So if you comment the word suncatcher, just telling you now before we even start crafting, comment the word suncatcher. When you comment the word suncatcher, Facebook's going to message you. Open that message. Go to the page that it tells you to go to shop for suncatchers. You're going to see a whole bunch of information. It's going to be overwhelming, okay? Start at the top and just follow down and educate yourself, okay? On that page, there is video tutorials linked on YouTube where you can go watch tutorials that have been edited. They're not the 3-hour videos. Not everything's been edited, but there are tutorials to get you started. Even if it is not what you ordered, every step that we go over in those tutorial videos is part of these step-by-step instructions. So whatever I'm doing, you're going to paint your thing. You're going to put the backer on. You're going to fill it with whatever glass you're using. You're going to mix your resin. You're going to put your resin. You're going to let it cure. You're going to peel the thing off. It's all the same steps regardless of what you're doing. Some of them may be a little bit different if we use like mica powder or ink or something like that, or we paint the outline a different color, whatever it may be. So there is videos linked on that page. Right there on that page, when I tell you to comment Suncatcher and you go to that page, it's all going to be there. You just got to scroll down. On that page is also a guide. Okay, there's a guide called a lookbook, instructions, supply list. In that guide that you open, it's like 70 million pages. Okay, we're using this guide for not only small businesses to use. We're allowing you to scroll past all of the different outlines. You can see the outlines. They're not finished. It's just a picture. And you can see all the styles, and they're 1 to 377. And once you get past all of the sun catchers and the little pages and that, it's a PDF file. Right down below it is going to be supply list. And they're all clickable. If you open that PDF, you can tap the little hyperlinks and it will take you to the product we recommend. There's also written instructions. So if you are like, I can't follow you, girl, because you're too chatty and you're all over the place, and I didn't see what you did there, or I just can't listen to the sound of your voice, but I really want to craft, whatever your reason is, we give you written instructions. Okay. So it is a guide. It is a lookbook. It is instructions. It is all of the things. And also in that PDF guide is videos that you can click on the little thumbnails that will open you to the videos on YouTube. Then there is one that says, watch more videos. Guess what that means? There's a playlist on YouTube where you can watch all of the videos that we have edited and put onto YouTube. So there is lots of resources. There is lots of things to get you started. There is lots of troubleshooting. There's a lot of like answers to your questions that you might have if you're new, just getting started, or you ordered and you're like, I forgot what to do. What do I do? Go to that page, go to the guide, go look it up, follow the instructions, watch a video, get a refresher. My job is not just to sell you this. My job is for you to craft it. It's for you to get it and have the skills and knowledge to actually do the thing. Okay. So it has been a lot of work this past year, curating this collection, giving you the resources, giving you the printouts, giving you more products to choose from, lots of different things, methods, styles, ways to do it. Like there's so many things. Okay. Now that I've overwhelmed you with all the things, okay, if you have ordered any of these products and you have not crafted your first one, now that you know all of this information, I want you to go and try it. Go and take action. Go do the thing. Go craft it. Go do something you've never done before. Sit down, follow it step by step, and just do it. Because I think you will really have a good time. I think you will have a lot of fun. But one of the things before we get started is, it's been like 20 things, right? It's another thing. I know, that's just how I roll. I don't have a script to follow, y'all. This stuff just pops back into my mind. Like, don't forget this. One of the things I want you to know is when we do these videos, we save them and we also upload the full live video to a showcase. The showcase for my videos is on Vimeo. So if you comment tutorial or tutorials, Facebook will send you a message and you will then be sent a link that takes you to a page in my shop that talks about tutorials. And there are showcases, there are different ones, and all of these are in the DIY Kits showcase. You can search the showcase for 363 when we upload this. The full video today will be there, okay? If and when we get to edit these down to a shorter consumable video like the other videos that I've edited, we will upload those. But we are making this video as long as it is going to be available to you to watch and skip through and pause and do. So not only are the videos on YouTube, they are the edited videos. The full videos of all the other ones that I have not edited yet are in the showcase. Okay, so you can search Suncatcher, you can search crushed glass, you can search all the things in this showcase because it is searchable and it will pop up. Okay, so if you don't see this on YouTube right away, it's going to probably be in the showcase until it's put over into YouTube. Okay, so that was my last announcement for you. If I forgot something, which I probably have, I will probably remember it. But the last one that we did was a butterfly, and we did like a mix of colors. It turned out absolutely beautiful. Let me go grab that really quick and I will show it to you. I think it is right over here. I think. What did I do with it? I think I put it over here. Here it is. These are the last two that we have crafted. This is the butterfly that we did last. And I really didn't do a lot of explanation in this other than what we were using and my vision for this. I didn't give you a lot of, information. Then we also did this one. So this is the alcohol ink with resin. And it is a whole different look. It is a very faint blue that looks almost clear, but this is no crushed glass. So you can do these with just resin, and this is meant to hang kind of at an angle like this. But this is just alcohol ink, okay? And it's not sticky. It's not sticky at all, and it is completely cured. And you can put a chain on this and display it in your window if you like. The alcohol inks are for some. The mica powders are for some people. The clear, with the glass, you get a completely different look. And so this is what I talk about, giving options to you. This is my, let me actually flip this around and I'll show you with the light behind it a little bit better. Let me angle this. So see how the butterfly looks when the light's passing through it? Like I can still see my hand through, but it's not crystal clear. And it has more of like a mosaic style. But when you put your hand up over it, the way that it looks not see-through is a completely different transformation. So give it a chance with the backer on. It might look a little different with the paper transfer tape on. It might look a little more dark. Like, I don't know if you can see how dark it looks. It might not look the same way. Give it a chance. Hang it in your window. And, but this is one of the ways I was like, let's do something a little different. Let's just not have an agenda to fill every opening with a specific color. And let's just have fun. I also use the chunky glass in the middle. I don't know if you can see this. See how mine looks a little textury? I like that. If you like yours a lot smoother like this, use less glass. I overfill mine almost every time because I'm a texture girl. I like the character. I'm not trying to go for a super duper smooth, glass, I like the dimension. I like the character. I like that it looks like crushed glass, and I think it's just fun. And that's personal preference. If you don't like these little variations, see how there's texture everywhere? It's in some places and not in others. Like, see how that's a little bit more smooth there, but then it's a little more textury there. It's just because of how I filled the glass in, and you're just going to get different results as you do them. So, practice makes progress. Okay. If you do these for the first time, please keep in mind that there is a learning curve. You might not be a pro the first time. I know I was not a pro the first time, but I have improved every time I have done one of these, and they are just a lot of fun. And so I just wanted to tell you, like, these are the ones we've done this year. Last year we did a ton. I'm talking, I have a stack of these things that I've made. We've done a ton, to the point where I'm like, I want to do a whole gallery wall in this building and just admire them. I don't even need to hang them in a window. I just want to look at them and see that they're pretty. But if you just want to do one and hang it in your window, give it as a gift, do a craft night with a friend, like, this is something that I think is very interesting and very different. Now, for the people who are very traditional stained glass, I am not trying to disrespect the stained glass community. I'm not trying to dumb it down. I'm not trying to cheapen it. This is a completely different product. It is a completely different, like, you get a completely different outcome. Traditional stained glass is absolutely stunning. It is absolutely beautiful, and not for me. It is not for me. I'm not probably ever going to make a traditional stained glass product. I don't have any desire to do it. It's not something that I feel like I want to make one. I love to see other people make them, but I'm like, do I really want to do that? No. But what I do get excited about is I like to paint. I like to fill it in, and I like to do the thing, and I like to be done. Traditional stained glass making is very timely. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of things that I just don't want to give personally. But this is not that we're not trying to take away from that product or that, thing. These are faux, fake. They're fake stained, like, sun catchers, faux stained glass. What it is this is meant to capture light for it to pass through, hang in your window, and be like a sun catcher or stained glass. It is not meant to take the place of it. The product is different. The way to make it is different. It's just different. And so, please know that there are people like me who are never going to make a traditional stained glass project. But we want to craft like we are. We want another alternative, right? Just like some of y'all don't like resin and you want to use something else besides resin, you want an alternative. Me too. So that is the consensus behind this collection of crushed glass and resin art, and this collection that we added to our shop this past year. So, so now we're going to craft. I know I've seen a lot of comments come through, and I have not read a single one of them, and I will try to catch up and see what someone has to say. You want to make the butterfly. So the butterfly is, I believe, the butterfly is new. So it's in the 300s, I do believe. I think it might be 314 or 341 is the style. I'm not for sure. Let me look it up really quick. There is multiple butterflies. There's multiple butterflies. So let me look up in my shop really quick. Let's pull this up and let's go to shop the maker's map. Let's see. And I'm just going to show you really quick. If you go into the shop, at the top of our shop, there's a search bar, okay? You can search the word butterfly and the word style. And everything butterfly style is going to come up that is related in the shop that incorporates those two words. Okay, so the butterfly we did is 340. I was actually wrong altogether. It's style 340. 340. It is right here, 340. Okay. This one is a kit. Style 93 butterfly is a kit. So when I crafted this one, remember what I was telling you earlier about the kits? You're going to get that outline, and you're going to get these colors of glass. And in the description, I tell you what you're going to get. It tells you right here that you're going to get 2 ounces of glass in the colors 20, 22, 6, 11, and 15. No other glass colors are included. And I know that you can do this with 2 ounces because that's what I did. We used 2 ounces of all of the colors to make this butterfly. And that kit there is, and these kits are in 12-inch. Okay, you can't choose a 6-inch of these. This one is $28 for the outline and your glass here. And that's what this kit is. Okay, so the description tells you a lot of information over here. And then, let's see. Let's go back to the butterfly. I was trying to find the back button. So this picture right here is other people who have crafted their sun catchers and have let me use their picture to inspire you. I did not do some of these. Some of these I did do. So if you ask me, like, what colors do I need? Well, like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure what you would need. But anyways, yeah, so there's a bunch of different, like, just type in whatever it is you want to search in the shop. If you're not sure, you can go to the collections. At the top, there's a little menu, and you can go to where it says glass, resin, and sun catchers. And this is that page that I told you about. Here's all the different collections. And then if you scroll down on this page, like right here, you click this, it'll open up the resin. Right here, it says using transfer paper as a backer. Information. This one says watch tutorials here. This tells you about workshops if you want to order bulk. This says open the supply list, instructions, and lookbook here. Right here. So remember that thing I told you about? It's like a book. It's like a lookbook. Has all this information. And then remember how I told you it has all of them laid out so you can see? This is a quick way for you to like glance and look at all the different styles that we have. And they're all 377 of them. So some of the people who teach classes will print out this book and they will lay it out for their students to come in and pick which one they want to do in their class. Or they take this book and they, just basically book their classes off of this. That's how they plan. They can like circle and be like, okay, I want to do this in whatever month or whatever. Okay, so you scroll all the way through to the bottom, get all past all 377 of these suckers. There's a lot of them. All right, now right here, these are all clickable boxes. So at this point, you can shop right from here. Single cutouts, bulk cutouts, outlines and glass kits, glass. And you can click the order here and it will open you up to my shop. This is just a quick look at our colors so you can see that. This is our chunky. This is our reflective. Some people have used a reflective. And then this is just a quick look at some of the kits we have. Like this is like some inspo, right? This one is the very first one I ever did. This one is super popular. And then right here, remember I told you about the supply list? These are all clickable little links here that take you to Amazon recommendations. And then this is the written instructions. So instructions and then step by step. So I've written out these instructions for you. And then tutorials. Remember I talked to you about those tutorials? So you can tap this, tap it. Oh, it says watch here. Tap the little watch here and it will open YouTube. And you can watch the tutorial. And then there's other stuff on the left-hand side. So this is the fast edited version. And then you can also hit the back button. And you can go right back to the book. It takes you back to the top. But nevertheless, there is tutorials, okay? Everything is here. Let me scroll back to where I was really quickly so I can show you. So right down here, so there's 2 pages of tutorials. So all of those are tutorials. All of these are tutorials. And this one says watch more here. This will open you up to the playlist of all of the videos right here. I go to the nth degree to provide you with not only a tutorial here, but other resources so that if I'm not with you, you have solutions to get you started. Like, you're like, I want to do a project today. I need something to do. I need an activity. Everything is at your fingertips, and it's all available in one place if you just click all the buttons, okay? It's all there. All right. I think I'm done. I think I'm done telling you all the things, okay? I could just keep telling you more and more and more and more. And then I would just overwhelm you even further, okay? So just know that I take a lot of time to provide you with solutions, instruction, tutorials, guides, helpful things so that you're not stuck with just a pile of things. My goal is to help you take action, okay? So hopefully that is helpful. So let's flip our camera around. And like I said, if you want to craft one of these, you can comment the word Suncatcher, okay? And Facebook will send you a message to everything we've just talked about. All of the things. All of the things. All right, I'm taking the sweater off because it is hot in here, and I need to take my sweater off. Oh gosh. All right, so here it is, 363 is what we're gonna do today. These are my glass colors. Everyone asks me, where do you get those containers? I got these at Dollar Tree. I can't tell you if they still have them at Dollar Tree. I just know that that's where I got mine. And that's where you can order yours. All right, give me just a second. Just a second. I'm going to wipe this tabletop down because it is pretty yucky. Let me wipe this down real quick. I just don't want to have anything get picked up on my sticky paper transfer tape before we get started. I mean, look at that. Yucky. All right, let's dry it real quick. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so step 1, you can either paint it or you can leave it the wood color it is. I like to paint mine black. It's just a thing, it's a preference. Other people have painted theirs and they've done them different colors. I just like the way that the black looks. Personal preference, not required. There are people who get these who don't paint them at all. They like the way that it looks with this wood color here, okay? So it is up to you how you want to do yours, okay? I'm trying to stay in my little frame here. It's up to you how you want to do yours. I'm going to paint mine black, and I'm going to use my Deco Art black. It's just black. I have a paper plate that I'm going to put my paint on, and I'm going to use a makeup sponge. You can use wood stain. You can spray paint it if you want to, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to use acrylic paint with a sponge to paint the front and back of this. Okay, so we're going to use lamp black with a plate, and we're going to use our little sponge. Those are the supplies we need to paint, okay? I'm really trying to use this video as another clear step-by-step from like beginner level. Most of my other videos, I just assume people know what to do. For this particular video, I just want to make sure that people know like what they can and cannot do, or what they should do, or what they will need, so on and so forth. So you're going to take your sponge, and you're going to coat, and I bounce I don't wipe because I don't want it to drip into the little openings. I pounce it around on my outline to coat the wood. So you can swipe it and do that motion if you want to. It is whatever, you know, whatever your style is and technique, you do you. All right, so we're just going to paint even right over this little number. I'll pop that out in just a second. And it doesn't take very long to do this. But one thing I will say is when you go to apply your transfer tape, your paper transfer tape, make sure that your paint is dry. Because one of the issues I've had personally is I've had some where my paper transfer tape has separated from the back and my resin leaked. And I think that that happened because my paint was not fully dried. I just love how this black makes this pop. Love it. We have a rooster that's really popular too. Everyone loves the rooster. I don't know the style number on that one, but that one is a great one. The surfboards, people love the surfboards. You get a pair of those. And like coastal-y things, I don't know why, but people just love like the coastal style. Anything with flowers or butterflies. The dragonfly, it's a very simple dragonfly in a circle. People like that one. I was thinking of making like if people have a hard time choosing, or they're like, I don't really know, like maybe doing like a fan favorites or something like that to get people started. Because there are 377 of them. There's a lot. But when you have a lot of people that teach classes and they need varieties for their students, we want to have a lot of choices for them to be able to pick from. And that's kind of why we have so many. Hello. All right, so now we're done painting our outline. We're going to dry it and flip it over into the backside. Oh, I missed a spot. Love it. Yes. I love it. There is so many, like this can be done in 50 different ways. 50 ways. You could do all your flowers. You could do a flower petal a different color. You could do so many different variations. There's not just one way that you have to do it. Yeah, you could just pop it out. We're working on our next release for, like we just did a release for Valentine's, Easter, spring, and St. Patrick's Day. And we're working on a summer release. So some more coastal things, some summery style, patriotic. We are working on some of those, and that will be in our next release that we do. And that release will probably put us over like the 400 styles. And then we will probably do another one for fall and Christmas time and winter. So I try to do releases. Y'all, one thing I want you to know is these don't come, the files do not come like this. They come in a paper pattern. So these are all line drawings, and we have to take the lines and we have to outline them and turn them into this. So every one of them has to be converted to an SVG file. So they're paper PDF patterns that you actually use these to draw on actual glass to create a traditional sun cut, like a stained glass. And we make them into an outline that we can cut on our laser that creates the frame that you fill. So it takes some time. And then we also have other things that we're doing. So I wish, you know, like, believe me, I have a to-do list of requests from people of what, like right now people are asking for like a boho, ones for nurseries. We've got some people that have asked for like states, the state shape, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that kind of overwhelms me, because I'm like, there's 50 states. That would be a whole 50. I just did the monogram letter. It's like the square with the basic letter inside. It took me almost 2 months just to do that one, because again, it's just lines that I have to take from a paper pattern and make into the outline. It took me forever. Absolutely forever. But I've been teaching Mason how to do what I do, and he is doing really good. And so maybe by the end of this year, I can get things done a little bit quicker. But today I spent my day finishing the swinging kits. There is a 250 swinging kit coming. It's really cool. They are a lot of work. That is no joke. If somebody just saw me sit and work on things, y'all would think, how do I do it every day? Because I do a lot of like computer work. Would much rather be doing this. Colorado be easy, it's just a square. I know, right? It's the more challenging states. But I am working on a, like we have the hollow collection, like the little hollows. They're smaller. They're not offered in any larger size. They're just a smaller, they're not in the Suncatcher collection, but they're in the hollow collection. They're just an outline. They're just an outline that you can fill with glass or resin or whatever you want to fill it with, or not. Do you enjoy doing that part? To a degree, I do like it. What overwhelms me is when I have other things that I have to do. Let's try this. So, for example, today we're troubleshooting our processes in the warehouse and how it operates. So, I've been very transparent. We have 2 years left in this lease here, and we're looking to buy land and build a building. And in order to do that, I need to make sure that I know everything that we're doing, everything is as optimized as it can be, that we're pretty clear on our processes and job descriptions, how many people are needed to do certain things, what happens in this part of the warehouse, what happens in this part of the warehouse, what's the process to make this happen. It's just a lot of things that we're now documenting. So like everyone that works here now has an activity log, and they're logging every single task that they do in a day. And they will do that for the month of February. And then those logs will go to Michelle, and she will look them over and say, okay, this is what this person's job is. This is what this person's job is. And we can create job descriptions. We can also create standard operating procedures. We're also looking at what is the process to take an order from the order came in to the order shipped? What does that whole process look like? So that's been what we've been doing since January 1st. It's a lot of the things that are not super crafty. Or is there a guide? There's no handbook. There's no CEO coming in and telling me the new improved methods that, the company's doing. I'm literally making it up from scratch. So it is a little challenging, but I love to find the things that I think you guys are going to like. And then I really like when you like the things that I find. I really do. I'm like, oh my gosh, they love that. It's so much fun. And then I also love it. So that's another thing. All right, so now at this point in time, your outline has been painted. It is dry on both sides. If you have a little bit of lifting, just a little, you can always just lightly hold it down and lift and try to get that area to go down. Or you can just be really gentle. These will break very easy. They're very fragile, but they are still very durable. But I just wanted to try to see if I could manipulate that. It could also be my table. See, it's laying flat here, but not really flat over here. So it definitely could be my table too. But be careful because these will break. All right. So now that we've got this part painted, now we're going to apply our backer. And a backer of choice that I choose, and look at how much I've used, you guys. I still have all of this on my roll. This is the Frisco Craft brand paper transfer tape. Frisco Craft brand paper transfer tape. Got this on Amazon. So if you comment Suncatcher and you go to my shop and you go to that guide or you go to the page, it's going to have supply list. Remember, instructions, supply list, lookbook, all the things. This is the one I use. Do you have to get this one? No. There is a brand called Tape Man Blue. Let me get a notepad, and that way you can understand what I'm saying. Let's see. Where's my little paper pad? I'm going to write it down, and then you can screenshot it. Oh, I left my paper on my desk. Oh my goodness. All right, let me write it down for you. I'm going to write it big so you can see it. All right, it is Tape Man Blue. Okay. Vinyl Ease. And Frisco Craft. These are the 3 different ones of this type of paper transfer tape. So, here you go. Now that we've got that established, okay, some people may not understand the words that I'm saying, the words that are coming out of my mouth. All right, so back to this one. This is the one I'm using. All of those ones I just told you about are paper just like this. All 3. Tape Man Blue, Vinyl Ease, Frisco Craft. All 3 are just this material. They're easy peel, clean peel. They don't leave a sticky residue. Anything else, I can't recommend it, okay? So we're going to take this and we're going to roll it out. We're going to roll it out just like so. And we're going to stick our outline on there. Okay, and then we're going to cut it because it's not a sheet, it's an actual roll. It's right off the roll. Okay, so we're going to cut this right here. And now this you can roll it back on and make it stick to its roll. It never wants to stay stuck. It always wants to like peel back. But you just roll it back on, and I just stand it up like this and I sit it in the floor next to me. And I've used these for a ton of them. Okay, so I'm going to fold in my corners, my edges. Okay, just like so. Completely optional. I find that it is helpful. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to use a wood stick like a brayer. We're going to burnish it. So now we have something not sticky. I'm still going to end up sticking my fingers on the sticky part. It always happens. But this way you have something that you can touch without your fingers getting stuck to. So just do your best. But I've stuck it on here. You can do front or back. This is now going to be the front. If you want the orientation flipped for whatever, like whatever your cutout is, you would just put the part that you want to be the back will be face down. Okay. And we're going to flip this over. And our paper is going to want to lift up. It's automatically, naturally wanting to release away. That's that low tack. Okay. We want to adhere it with something like a brayer, a rolling pin, something that you can burnish it with to make it stick. So I'm going to use this quart size stick, and I am just going to hold it and press to the side. And I'm pressing fairly hard because we want to get that sticky stuff to stick to the back so our resin doesn't leak out of here, okay? Focus really well on your edges. This is why it matters that your paint's dry. Get it real good. Now, one thing you can do is add a little heat to edges that might be troublesome. So add a little heat and then go over it. Add a little heat and then go over it. Anywhere you're like, oh, I just want to make sure. Just go over it. I've had some leaking a couple of times, and I do believe that it's 100% user error. Absolutely. See, like right here, that's already wanted to lift up. So I'm going to go back over that spot right there. Just a little extra. Now we're going to gently flip this over. And we're going to now start filling this with glass. Okay. So I tend to be extra. And when I say extra, I'm referring to myself in a very extra creative way where I want to do shading, blending. It is a masterpiece in my mind, and I'm going to make it a masterpiece. So I want the color flow and the edges and the highlights, and I want it to look and be locked in forever and just be a work of art. Now, let's be real. I am no Picasso, okay? But in my mind, I know exactly what I'm going to do, okay? And I just can imagine the outcome. So I'm going to do different layers of glass, just like we did the butterfly. We're going to do different transitions, and I'm going to mix different colors in order to create like the character, you know, it's the character. So I've got a bunch of these browns and yellow colors here that we're going to use to create our cow. Very excited to do our cow. Just trying to think, is the Highland cow should be in that closet in there. I should probably go get it to show you, but we're going to just fill it with glass. All right, so I have all of these colors. Now I've decided I'm going to do ice chips and snow cap for my flowers. They're going to be white flowers, and I'm going to do yellow centers. So these are going to be the little yellow pops, and we're going to do white flowers. You can do whatever you want with your flowers. We have our horns, we have our leaves, we've got our ears, we've got our cow, and that's what, so I'm going to do green, white flowers, and then we're going to do our cow colors. So that's why we've got this green. So this is ice chips and snow cap. This is lemon drop. This is olive meadow, treetop, chocolate. This one is golden honey, and this one is mocha mist. So these are going to be our Highland cow colors. These are going to be our flower colors, and this is going to be our leaves. So that's why we have these 8 colors here. Now, do you need 8 colors? No. You could do something a little more simple and just, you know, take it down a notch, but I'm extra, so I'm going to do different things in different places to make it look the way that I want it to look. Now, you can use a paper cup. You can use whatever you like. I have this silicone cup that I got on Amazon. I really like it. Sometimes I'll just put it in my hand and do it that way. But let me show you. So our 2-ounce bag of glass will come in a bag like this. Our 8-ounce bag and 16-ounce will come like this. And it is a gusseted bag, so it will stand up. We do heat seal these, and then yours may or may not have a barcode to identify your color. So if you do take your glass out of your bag and put it in something, maybe label these with some sort of identifier, but your bag will have the identifying label. So this is 2-ounce lemon drop. This one doesn't have one, but this one does. So this one says 16-ounce golden honey, and it tells you again right here. And then if you get our kits and you need the color code for a kit, or you want to know what that is, we also give our colors a number. So there is a color code number on each of your labels as well, so you kind of know what the color is. So this is a 16-ounce bag, and like I said, the 8-ounce bags, 8 ounces come also in the same bag. And then 2-ounce is going to come like this, and our 2-ounce bags are also gusseted too if you need it. All right, so first things first, can you use clear glue with cut glass shavings? You can use clear glue on a 6-inch. You can use it on a 12-inch. I will say that I have not done clear glue on a 12-inch because I learned with the 6-inch that the clear glue is not as durable, and it is very delicate, and it does shrink a lot. So if you go to our YouTube channel and go look at my videos, there is a sun catcher that I did that is a 6-inch of a cardinal, and it is a resin alternative using Elmer's glue, and that video is very helpful to give you an idea of what to expect using clear glue. But no, I've not done one in a 12-inch size, but you can absolutely do it in a 6-inch, but you're not going to get the same result with resin and glue. The two are not the same. Is it an alternative? Sure. Is it comparable? No. So let's start with our cow, shall we? Get all my bags here of my colors that we're going to use. All right. Set that aside. So we're going to do our horns, our ears, and our face a color, right? Yes, I did do it a while back, yes. I would not do it in a larger size because the smaller ones are a lot, like, they're more delicate, the glass is not as durable, but it's more likely to stay in a 6-inch than these larger openings in a 12-inch. If anybody is watching has done a 12-inch with glue, please let us know what your results were, because I would like to know that too, but I have no idea. So I'm going to get me this, let's start with the horns here, and we're going to do the olive meadow, and we're also going to do the golden honey. We're going to do these two together, and there's going to be a lot of back and forth switching. I might get another cup, so I'm just going to pour this in, and we don't need very much. We just need a little bit to get us going. And I'm going to do some here, and I'm going to do some here. And then we're going to do some over here. And then we're going to do some on this side. And then we're going to pour that back in, and we're going to come into our golden honey. Oh, if I can get it open. Sometimes I just can't get it open. There we go. I found it. All right, so we're gonna go in with this. So we're gonna take our golden honey and we're gonna put it right next to that. Okay, and we're gonna fill that in over here and over here. And we're gonna create a little color combo with these two. All right, so now we've got our little horns. Now I like to like take the glass and like work it like in like rotation to fill in the opening so that it's got like a blend, but it's not like an even mix. Like I didn't put it in a cup and shake it up. Like there's going to be light and darks. So we're going to have a lighter color and then we're going to have like the darker color. So we're going to just kind of move it around like so. And if we have any extra, we can just scoot it across to the little other opening if I overfilled. So sometimes I do overfill. This is going to be our horns. So there's that one. And now it's going to have some dimension to it. Let's do this side over here. And just push it. The most challenging part is getting in the corners. So I like take my finger and like work it like that into the corner. So there's this one. We're going to take some of that and work it up to the top. If we have too much, we can just try to move it around and fill in the little opening. So I will try to like shake my finger and like work the little pieces in to the little opening and like get it situated, because we can't really tap it. We can't tap it into place because then it'll go bouncing everywhere. So I just try to wiggle my finger around and try to get those little pieces into the little areas where I want them to go. And whatever I have kind of left over, you can pick that up and put it back in a bag, or you can just kind of leave it. But right now, my little horns are done. And look, we barely use any glass. A little goes a long way. Just know that. A little goes a long way. Okay, so let's now grab... Okay, we want to do this part of the face a little bit different. So we're probably going to also use the same colors, but I think I'm going to go with this Olive Meadow. And I'm going to do this along here. You know what I forgot? Black. I forgot the black. My goodness. We're going to need black for the little eyes. We're also going to go back in with the golden honey. And we're going to come in right through here, through there. And I'm not quite filling it in so that I can cross blend them like I did the horns, but we're going to do it a little bit different. So we want to push this up and push this in. But we don't want to shake it all up. You know what I'm saying? But we want to get a little bit of like a hue over the face part. So we want to blend and create a really cool transition. And now we're going to stuff that up to the edge. Okay, and then we're going to put this over the top just a little. So see how we've crossed it in and it just looks seamless. It's like magic. All right, let's go back into our olive meadow. This is where it helps to have like cups, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's come back into this down here. All right, let's fill this in. It looks so cute. I'm gonna just pinch with my fingers and grab some, and I'm going to drop it right over the top of that I just added and tap it into place. All right. So I like how that gradient looks with the glass going like this. I think it's gonna look fantastic. So we wanna do the same things on the sides over here. These are the openings for the nose. They're not eyes, y'all. I'm silly. I don't know what I was talking about. But this is how we're going to do the sides. Just drop you a little. This one's going to be cute, y'all. It's going to be cute. All right, so this side's done, this side's done. You see how it's flowing? And I just showed you, I poured color here, I poured it here, I didn't overfill it, and then I crossed them into each other, and then I just backfilled each color and then sprinkled in the middle. So you see how this is the one color, this is the other color. Now we're going to merge them together and create that gradient. And so it's not so harsh, okay? So if you're struggling with these or you're just starting and you're like, I want to get that look, try these steps, okay? Try to get your, don't do like a distinct line of colors. You want to be able to have room to like cross them into each other. So I'm moving that darker color into the lighter color from this area and just pushing it over the top. And then we're going to scoop around and push some of that lighter over. And then we're going to just tap it into place and fill this in just like so. It's not such a harsh line. And now you have this really pretty gradient of two different glass colors, and it just is going to look fantastic. And it was super easy. So again, very easy. Okay, so we've got our horns. They have a different color blend. We've got the top with the golden honey, and then we have the bottom of that with the olive meadow. It's fantastic. Now we're gonna do our cow. Okay, so we've got our ears, we've got our greens. So these are leaves, these are the flowers, these are our ears, okay? So I have chocolate, which we're going to use to create our edges. And we're gonna fill in with the light mocha. So chocolate is a color that we actually mix here. We take and mix it in these rock tumblers, and it does not bleed. It is waterproof. It's not going to bleed on you, okay? It's not gonna bleed. All right, so every piece of this is like hair. It's like a separate piece. So we wanna make a distinction that it is a piece. So this is one part, this is another, and not just all one color and it just blends into each other. So we did this with our crab. If you haven't seen the crab, we did the different layers and we did the transitions just like we did here, but we're gonna use two different darker browns. So it's a lot of brown on brown or like yellows shades on top of each other. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna do the chocolate, and I tend to get a little messy doing this. So I'm gonna do my very best to try not to be messy. That one we're going to leave just a little so I can kind of move it around. This one, we're going to do this on this side. And then we're going to do this over here. And then let's do this one like that. And you just want to pick a side. Just pick a side. I didn't do this yet because I wasn't sure if I'm going to do the, I want to see how it looks before I do the bottom part. Am I going to keep it the olive meadow, or am I going to do this and do it like a repeat of this? So we're going to see how this opening is going to turn out. So we're going to do that like so. Do this side here, and over here we're going to do the same. And then the magic is where the layering comes in with the colors. Okay, so we've got this part. Now we're going to come in with the, we'll do the ears. We'll do the ears. Let's get this part first. Let's just try to work on this. So that was chocolate. Now we're going to get our mocha mixed, which is this one. So this is the difference in the two. Okay. Right, we're going to pour this in. Again, can do this with 2 ounces of glass. All right, so I'm gonna get me my little tool right here. It's a little spoon, but it's got a little flat edge on it. And I'm gonna try and move some of this to the edge over here before I go pouring this in. That was a lot. And this is where it's going to get a little tedious. We're going to have to clean up some of this so we can do our flowers. And remember, it's going to look a little different when we peel this backer off of here. Let's scoot this over because this opening is smaller. Probably need a little bit more of that chocolate right here. See how it's coming together? I can already see it in my mind, how beautiful it's going to be. All right, we need a little more chocolate here. So I've only used a little bit. Let's go back into our chocolate. Get a little more. Let's fill in this one here. And a little more right there. And I can kind of see where it's coming together. So now we're going to take something where your finger, you can use your finger if you want to, and we have not completely filled this in. Some of them are a little overfilled, some of them are underfilled, but I need room to mix, do a little mix and blend, okay? Just like we did here, we want to kind of do the same thing. So we're going to take this one and we're going to mix that brown into this little opening here. And then we're going to push all this into the next opening. So it's not sitting on the outline at all. Okay, so we've got a lot of this chocolate, but we don't really have any of this color in this opening. So I'm going to try and take some of this out of here and I'm going to move it to another opening. I'm just going to scoop a little, scoop and move. So we can free up a little area right here to add some of this color. So let's put that chocolate back. And let's get some of this. And that is the Mocha Mist. Okay. So now we've got some of the 2 of them down here at the bottom. Now we're going to take this and you're just going to work it back and forth just to mix those 2 colors in this little opening. You don't have to mix it a lot, just a little. And now we're going to tap that into that little opening. Now this piece is good. Same thing here. Work these 2 together. Get that corner right there. Just make sure you get your corners, which you can really focus on that when you add your resin in. It's a lot easier to do. Let's do this one. All right. Now we've got this little spot right up here. I'm just going to take a little bit of the chocolate and I'm going to move this into this little corner. You know, these do take a little bit of time, but I will tell you, if you really give it the attention, you're going to get a really pretty outcome. You just gotta be patient. All right, so we got that little spot right. Oh, might have to get us a little glue dot. Up some of these pieces. All right, next one over here, we're going to move that mocha into the chocolate and we're just going to blend them together. I'm going to get a little chocolate go right there. And then I'm going to move this into that corner. Just a little bit better. So now you can kind of see how our cow is starting to look. Do a little chocolate right there. When we peel the back off, it's really going to create like the goodness. You just got to trust the process. All right, let's go to the next section. Spot there. I really do take my time on these because I feel like, you know, resin's going to stick that in there and it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to change it. All right, let's work this one. Let's get us some chocolate. Let's get us some of this one. This one was a little more shallow. just fill it. Oh, it's so quiet in here. Okay, so this one, same thing. Just move your glass back and forth. Work it around. You don't want that hard line. You want that blend. All right, and then we're cleaning off our outline as we go because we've got glass sitting on top of it. All right, this one looks pretty good. Maybe could use just a little right there. All right. This little tiny opening right there. Same with this one. I think I overfilled it just a little. Oh my goodness gracious. I just looked at my screen and I'm like, oh my OMG. It's gonna be so good. Oh my gosh. And y'all see how easy this is. I'm just moving the glass around and just letting it organically happen. I'm not like overcomplicating it. But when I said I'm extra, I meant like I'm kind of extra. I'm kind of extra with this. Do some chocolate right there. Let's do some of this up top. That's the mocha mist. And I'm just over here switching between the bag and the cup. All right, we're getting down to the end. Okay, so let's work some of this over here. Work some of that into that. And back over. And we're going to get us some chocolate. Sprinkle it in to the light mocha there. And then let's get us some light mocha right there. We go. So close. All right, I think I'm gonna do the light color here. I think it's gonna be brighter now that I've kind of got this done and I can see what it's looking like. I think that's gonna make it look better. Chocolate right there. All right, so I'm going to put olive meadow here, but I'm going to clean out those pieces that don't belong. And I just take a glue dot, like these little glue dots called Glue Runner, and I pick up one and put it on my brush like this, the end of my paintbrush, and I'm just going to come in and gently grab up any of the glass that I don't want in those openings. Sometimes my paintbrush doesn't fit. You can use it for quite a few times. And I just try to peel off some of the pieces of glass, add a little sticky. be careful not to stick it too much because it wants to lift your paper. All right, I think I got it all. Let me stand up and look. Sometimes I miss stuff. Reminds me of an, what did she say? Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that too. All right, so for this, we used Olive Meadow and Golden Honey. And I'm going to go with the Olive Meadow. And I'm going to put this Mocha Mist back in its bag. And we're going to go with the Olive Meadow at the bottom here. And I'm going to scoot it to the edge. And I'm going to do a little, like a little sprinkle of the Golden Honey across the top. Put that piece back over there. Just like a little right there. And that's going to be this one, the Golden Honey. I don't want to get any right here. I just want to keep it right in this little spot. Right there. And then I'm going to mix the two. Like gently kind of into each other. You can make that the tongue. If you wanted to do it pink. I just did it like the bottom of the mouth. So just like that. So we've got the Golden Honey blended into the Olive Meadow, Golden Honey again, blended into the Olive Meadow, and then we've got our cow and the way that it looks. And if you want to sprinkle some of the Olive Meadow, let me get some and I'll show you what I mean. Let me get some in a cup. So if you want to create little speckles of light, you can come in over the top of this, like over your cow, and just drop little flickers of that lighter color. Just barely drop it on. Just for a little extra something. Just kind of like that. There we go. So now our cow is done. We need to do our ears. And I think what I'm going to do is do the reverse. I'm going to do the chocolate, 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 and have the lighter underneath instead of it being chocolate on the left side of everything. So I think I'm going to do my ears that way because I can imagine like the ears are down a little bit and the top is going to have the dark, and you know what I'm saying. Or you'll see what I'm going to do. All right, so go in with the chocolate one more time. And then we have our flowers and leaves. So these are smaller openings. So it's less glass, okay? So we're going to do less. It's going to seem like not very much. Okay, so we're just going to do sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's flower. And then just a little sprinkle. Okay, so we want to move that chocolate kind of to the top. I'm gonna do just a little along here, around that little bend. Let's do a little here. Oh, that was a lot. Let's do just a sprinkle there. Sprinkle. Sprinkle. And then we're gonna push it and move it. You know, making a mess again. Tell you, when I tell you there's a learning curve, there is a little bit of a learning curve. I should go turn that machine off. It's driving me crazy. Now we're going to put in that mocha mist. So let's swap colors. Let's come back to this side. Just drop it in. I think I might have got a little too much over there. I don't want it to just come pouring out. Okay. Same thing. Just mix. Just wiggle your finger around. Mix these two. Mix. Cute little cow. Just a smidge, like right there. That one. And then come over here. And then our flowers are going to be the white, the snow cap, and the ice chips with the yellow center. It's just going to be so cute. I also thought about adding the mirror to add a little bit of like glam. But then I was like, no, I think I'm just going to do just some white flowers. I think it's going to be really cute. All right, let's wiggle it around, mix it up. And then we're going to tap it into place. Wiggle this one. And then wiggle this one. And our ears are done. Our cow is done. And we are done with the golden honey. Okay. We are done with the olive meadow. And y'all see we didn't use very much. I do need to get some black though. We are done with the mocha mist. I try to suck all the air out of the bag. I find that it's helpful. And this is the chocolate. And I'm going to set all of those aside. And now we're going to go into making sure we've got all of our little glass particles out of these little openings, because we're going to go and do the flowers and our green next. And let me just double check, make sure everything should be good. All right. There is a hair stuck. Okay, so, all right, here's how it's looking so far. I think it looks great. Let me go grab that black. This is called Cosmic Coal. It's black. We just need a little bit right in the opening of the nose. And we're just going to use our little scooper to do that. So we're just going to take some and pour it right in there. Try to keep it in the opening. I'm going to tell you a little goes a long way. I'm not lying. Just like that. Let's get us a little bit more. You saw how much I have on my spoon. Like, it's not very much. Like, do you see that? That's probably even too much. Yeah, there's a little, I need my little paintbrush. Oh. There's a long little sliver that doesn't belong. There we go. There's our little, I'm gonna do like just a few more in there. Okay, there we go. Look, it's all filled in now. All right, and that's all the black we needed. So there's that. You could also fill that in with like black ink, like with resin if you want to. All right, so we've used chocolate, golden honey, mocha mist, and olive meadow. So we've used all 4 of those, and we've used black. So let me grab the black really quick, and I'll show you how pretty this black is. It just looks so cool. And that is the black. So we use that one. I'm trying to keep track of everything. All right, let's come in and do our flowers. So we're gonna start with our white, which is Snowcap. And it is not transparent. It is opaque. So you cannot see through this. That's why I'm gonna mix it with the ice chips. We don't want any color in there other than the white. And we're gonna do like a partial, like a sprinkle here, a sprinkle here, a sprinkle here, and there. I'm gonna do a little sprinkle here. And we're gonna spread this out, and then we're gonna put our ice chips over it. This way we get a little bit of that see-through with the white, with the ice chips. Now, ice chips is got some debris in it. They call it debris. It's got little color variations in it because it is made from recycled windshields. So just keep that in mind, that it's not clear. Glass slipper is clear. Ice chips is what you would imagine ice would be. You would think that it'd be clear. But sometimes, you know, ice has got little color hues in it. All right, so we're spreading that out. Really thin layer, not a heavy layer. Our little petals. And just scooch it around. Just move it, move it, move it. Now this is where you could do that mirror in there too. And these little openings here, I'm just gonna drop a little speckle of white in there. I don't need to put like a whole bunch. Can you guys imagine how it's coming together? I think it's just gonna be so beautiful. So this will sit through tomorrow, and then we'll peel that back off and see how it looks. There was something black in there and I wanted to get it out. We'll get to see the final look. And then our centers are going to be yellow. So when you're wanting to do like a color, like 2 shades, you can just put a base, like a thin base coat of that color down, and then put another color on top. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, last one over here. And then we just have our green to do. And we're just gonna use Treetop. You could use Ivy Breeze. We have 2 greens, like a dark green, light green. Did you get your tiny spoon? I got it on Amazon, and it's actually for, if you look up mica or pigment powder scoops, that's where I found this, and there's different sizes. I don't know if it's in my Amazon shop. I can't remember, but I did get it on Amazon. And there's like a super tiny one. This is like a mid-size, and then there's like really big ones too. I just searched up tools for resin crafting and mica powder measuring, and those little different things came up. All right, so I'm going to take a few little pieces like this, and I'm just going to drop a few into the little opening right there. And I do mean like a little, because it's a very small opening. We don't want to overfill it. And just stick your little particles in there. Actually, I'm going to move that one, because that was not what I was looking for. All right, so a little, I'm just dropping just a couple. Just the same way that I lightly coated this, I did the same thing in that little opening there. Now, here's a tip for you, okay? So, I've been trying to do a lot of instruction in this video. So, anywhere that you can see your paper transfer tape where there's no glass, we're going to have the clear glass is going to sit on top of that. So, if you want there to be more of a scattered white base, take you a few more pieces. And when I say a few more pieces, I'm talking like just slivers. And you're just going to drop them wherever you see your little transfer tape that has no glass on it. And you might have to look, because, you know, I don't have my glasses on to see like all the things, because it will be kind of see-through. The white will be solid, and then you'll have your little see-through areas. And before I add that ice chips, I just want to make sure that I'm happy with the coverage on my transfer tape. Got that little edge right there. And right there is like a little empty spot. There. Okay, now I am ready to put the ice chips over the top of these flowers. Okay, so this is how it's looking right now. Now, ice chips, let me show you what it looks like. If you can see, see how there's little debris kind of pieces in there? It's from recycled windshields. Could be a sticker, it could be a label, it could be tinting, it could be a number of things. And we're going to put that over our white, and then we're going to do our yellow centers. I thought, why not do white flowers? It would be kind of cool. we're going to pour this into our cup. And then we're going to fill over these. So we're going to go back over around. You see, I just got a bunch of little debris pieces. You can use your little sticky dot and pick up the super dark pieces that you don't want. I'm going to go right over that and pack it on top of that white. So that's how my little flower is going to look. Let's do the next one. A little dark piece. Spread that out. Just like so. It has a little bit of like an iridescent look to it. And we're going to take a little bit and put it in that little opening right there so that it matches the other petals, because it's also a petal. This one over here. All right, next one. Let's do the next one. Those. There's a little dark piece right there. Don't want it. Just pull it out. All right. We're getting so close, you guys. I know this is a long video and it's getting late. I was here super late last night. I've had so much to do. All right. Let's do the next one. Now, if you want to, you can mix other colors in with your white and your clear. You can add a little blue, some pink. You can sprinkle whatever you want. You could do glitter. But I think this looks pretty darn good. All right, let's go to the others. And we'll do our yellow and our green. I'm telling you. A little random. What is that? I don't know what it is. This little spot here's got some things happening. You know, honestly, one of the other questions I get a lot is like, what colors do I need to do whatever? Use your imagination. What colors do you want? I'm just going right over the top of the white. I'm not mixing it around. I'm going over the top of it. I ask why you put the first color down. So, You can do either one. So you could do the ice chips first and then do the white, or you could sprinkle. I've just found that when it comes to the white, it's opaque. So it's going to be not see-through. So I want that piece to be furthest in and have more of what is see-through on the top layer. So when I'm looking through it, that more opaque white, when I say opaque, it's solid, it's not transparent, is on the underside. And then it's kind of sporadic. So I will still, you'll see when this cures. I'll go into my stack in just a minute and I'll see what other ones I've had that I've layered like this. So you can see what it looks like with the white, and maybe, I think I've done it with mirror. You'll see the difference in the two. So when we put the resin in and we pull that back off and you're able to look through here, your flower is going to have white pieces and clear pieces. So it's going to be more of like a mosaic, crushed glass, like a crackle glass look, than just like a solid white. Because we've done solid white and it's very, very white. And I didn't want to do a solid white for these flowers. I want to do like a mix. And so I did the solid furthest in and the clear on top. That's what I just thought of in my head. I felt like that made it was the right choice. So that's what I did. So the white is on the bottom, and then the clear, because I'm overlaying that clear on top of here, it's going to be the, like, you'll see tomorrow. I don't know how else to explain it. I didn't want the white to be on top. I wanted it to be on the bottom and very sporadic, because what I'm filling on top is going to be more solid. It's a lot more glass than what I laid down. Hopefully that makes sense. We have glass too. If you comment the word glass, Facebook will send you a message, and you can get, we have bags of glass that are, this is a 16-ounce bag or an 8-ounce bag, and then we have 2-ounce bags. So if you get a 2-ounce, it's going to come in a bag like this. And we weigh this. So you're going to get 16 ounces by weight in your bag, or 8-ounce or 2-ounce or whatever, and so on and so forth. Let me see if I can zoom you in to see what I have happening right here. So let's zoom in a little bit more so you can kind of see. Let me get something dark. This is orange. I'm going to stick it right up underneath here so you can see what I mean. Do you see how the white is very sporadic and very thin? It's just kind of, it's very dispersed. And then this is very heavy over the top. So see how you really can't see that orange up underneath there? We've created layers. But underneath all of the ice chips, which is this color, it's just clear recycled windshields. It's got a little bit of hues to it, is that white in there, but it's not intermixed. It's at the bottom. So you're going to see through that clear, and you're going to have the little bits of white up underneath. So hopefully that makes sense. I can see it a lot better than you guys can probably see it on the camera, but that is, that's what I'm going for. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's finish these other two, and then we'll do our leaves. And then we will mix our resin, and then we are going to go home. Oh, we got to do the yellow. We got to do our yellow. See, I overfilled that by quite a bit. So I'm going to try to scoop some of that out of there gently without grabbing any of that white. Because now the white's kind of stuck to my sticky back. Oh, the Turpin children. Oh, yeah. You know what? I watched a interview with one of the daughters. I don't remember which one it was, but y'all, it was so sad to hear, like, their story. So sad. but they seem to be doing really well now. Which is good. I'll have to watch that. All right, let's clean out the center of our flowers so we can add the yellow. And that is going to be Lemon Drop. We filled in our little openings there with our flower color. I don't think there's any glass in there. I think there was just some in this one. All right, our cow is looking fantastic. She's actually looking really good. All right, so we're gonna put that back. We are done with that. Let's get our yellow. And then we'll do our green last. All right, so this is Lemon Drop. Again, we're only gonna need a very small bit, and this bag will also stand up. So for this, I'm gonna scoop with my spoon, and I'm gonna pour it into this little opening here, and push it into that little opening. So there is the center of our flower, and that is all you need to fill that. If you can see what was on my spoon. This one's a little bigger, so we're probably gonna need a little bit more. There is something in that one as well. Y'all, this is all, like, it's all different. It's made from recycled glass. It's terrazzo glass, I believe. That's what it's called. And so there's the middle of that flower. It's just looking so cute. Let's drop this in here. A little bit more. There is the center of our flowers. And now we're going to do our green leaves. And there are 4 of those. Okay, so loving it. Absolutely loving every bit of it. All right, next is Treetop. That is this one. So last color, y'all. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use our little spoon. And I'm just gonna turn it around so that I can manage it a little bit better. And we're gonna drop in our green right there. A little goes a long way, like I said. This is the mini 1 to 3 millimeter glass. Need a little right there. Ooh, I see a spot right here. All right, let's go in to the next little leaf. That's a lot. Let's use our little tool. To tell it where to go. Okay, I'm gonna move some of this to the other opening because there's too much over there. All right. Let's see. Put some right here. All right, last two. You see how far? A little goes a long way. So you can do quite a few of these. And if you're teaching classes, I highly recommend that you pre-craft one. That way you have an idea of what to expect for teaching. And then you also have a finished example that someone can reference, especially if they're not a crafty, creative person. Some people have like a hard time visualizing, like, what does it look like finished, because it looks so different on the paper tape before the resin goes in. Some people have a hard time. They don't know what it's going to look like. So having an example to refer to is really helpful. So a piece of green and the yellow. All right. Last one. You gotta get those spoons. Yes, the little scoopers. Yes, girl. Yes. They are pretty helpful. I usually like to just pour it in, but in these smaller areas, I do find that it is very, very helpful. All right, let's spin it around. Let's see what we got. Dang, ain't that cute? Oh my goodness, you guys. And that is Treetop. Now, just a little fun fact for you, if you are even more extra than me, you can put some glitter on here. You can glam it up. You can add shimmer to any of these colors wherever you like. I just like, this is what I'm like. This was my goal, is to do mine this way. And it's very neutral. Like, it can be out throughout the summer. You can do glitter speckles for your color. Like, if you want to do little speckles of like glitter color to keep a white flower. You know, flowers typically have some color, like gradient, and like the little leaves and stuff, the petals. You can do that too. So the next thing we're going to do, okay, now that we have finished this, okay, and put my little scooper back over here because I lost it and couldn't find it. And then I found it and I don't want to lose it again. Don't forget, this is just really helpful, is a little glue dots. Really, really helpful. You could use double-sided tape too. This is a 3/8 inch dot, and it's called a glue runner, and it's from AdTech, and they do make refills for this, and it's on like a little runner, you know. So that is really helpful to get glass that falls into other openings out of those openings, or to pick out darker pieces that you don't want in your glass in certain openings. So second thing we're going to do is go over the glass that we used. We used Cosmic Coal. So Cosmic Coal was a little openings for the nose. Okay, and then I'm going to put these away because I need to clear this space out. This is Mocha Mist. This is Olive Meadow. This is Golden Honey. This is Chocolate. Okay, so we're going to put all these back up on my shelf over here. I don't use the glass in these little containers, but if you're crafting at home, you can totally do that. I use them more for like showing you guys what they look like and just like references of color. This is Lemon Drop. That is the center of our flowers. This is Snow Cap and Ice Chips. And like I said, Ice Chips has some little bits in it. So it's not the clear. Clear is called Glass Slipper. This is called Ice Chips. So just keep that in mind. And then we have Treetop. Let me show you the difference of the Treetop and Ivy Breeze. These are the two greens. I went with the darker green. You could do a combo of these two. So Ivy Breeze and Treetop. And all of this glass is available in my shop in 3 different bags sizes. And we also have chunky. The chunky is a little bit bigger. Let me show you that. So this is the chunky mocha mist. Let me just show you. Like, it is a different size. It's very chunky and it is the same color, but this is that mocha mist. It's just a chunkier version. So here are the 2 side by side in the chunky mocha mist and the 1 to 3 millimeter. Okay, so we're now going to prep our resin, and I'm going to use, I got these 2 cups because I wanted to show you. We usually use this cup for our canvas projects, which we're going to do the canvas with the flowers in the little pot probably next week. But this is a 100 milliliter cup, and this is an 8-ounce cup. And you want to use equal parts. So typically 100 milliliters fills this with resin, and I can use this. So that's what I'm going to do, is mix up 100 milliliters. Hopefully I don't have to have any more, but you could use the larger cup. I'm just not going to. But those are the 2 different cups that I have used to make these. Let's put our plates away. And we're going to use our quart size stick. You can also use some popsicle sticks that are small like this. I just have them in a bag. And I'm going to slide this out of the way. Okay, and we're going to use the resin that we carry in my shop. Again, I said at the very beginning, you can use resin that you get on Amazon. You can use resin you get wherever you want. But we do have resin in my shop. It is an 8-ounce set. So you're going to get 4 ounces of A, 4 ounces of B, and it comes in the 2 different parts. It does come in a bag with nozzles. So if you want to change out the little lids, it comes like this in a sealed bag. And then it'll come with a card. Let me show you the card that you're going to get if you order this. This is the card that you're going to get. And it tells you all about our resin, how to use it, so on and so forth, helpful information. That's the card. All right, so today we're going to use resin we carry in my shop. There is a collection. If you comment the word Suncatcher, this is linked on that page. And we do outsource this. We label it ourselves, but we do order this from China. And it is, I've been using it for a while and I really like it. I love it. So I will say, please use caution. Some people have resin allergies. I do not have an allergy, but there are people who do. So use caution, work in a well-ventilated space, wear gloves, wear a mask, wear a respirator. I am in a very large open space with fans that are running in the background. So I tend to not wear a mask, but you know, just use your own adult responsibility to read the instructions. Just do your due diligence. And if you are apprehensive about using resin, please do not use it. But I've been using it for a while and I don't really have any issues with it. So I have these gloves. Let me show you what they look like. These are the large nitrile exam gloves. These are pink because I think that pink was cute, so I ordered them. And you're going to want to wear gloves. Try not to get resin on your hands. And mix equal parts 1 to 1. When you do that with our resin, it is non-toxic. It says on here, crystal clear, no yellowing, self-leveling, non-toxic, no VOCs, but it does tell you that you can have a reaction. Everyone should use caution. Craft responsibly. I did watch somebody's tutorial on TikTok one time and they said to pour in part B first and then pour in A, so it's like a reverse. So I'm going to mark my cup with 50 on the 50 line because I can't see very good. And I'm going to mark the 50 and then I'm going to mark the 100. So I know that B is going to go to this line and A is going to go to that line. right, so we're going to start with B first. And we're going to pour it in to the line that we have marked. Go right up to it. I'm going to have to get down so I can see. And we get to the line. All right. And I have this much left over. About that much. And here, so you can do about 2 sun catchers with this one. And now part A, let's get that poured in here and go to the next line. All right, same thing, about this much left. All right, so next, let me show you what it looks like. It's kind of marbly. You can see the little swirls in there. It's very separated. We want to mix this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it'll get kind of cloudy, and then it will get clear again. I end up having a bunch of bubbles. I don't have the little bubble removing machines, so I end up having bubbles, and it kind of is what it is, but usually they pop whenever I pour it over the glass. All right, so see how it's getting a little cloudy? It's gonna then get real clear again. And I like to scrape the bottoms as I turn my cup. Scrape, scrape, scrape. I like to scrape the bottom of the cup because we poured in that first part in first. And we wanna make sure that it's not just kind of all part B at the bottom when we get to the end. We wanna really thoroughly mix everything really good. And I am scraping the bottom. And then we're gonna scrape the sides and we're gonna pull up. People say don't bring your little stir stick out because it creates bubbles. It does, but I don't know how else to get it to mix the way that I feel confident that it's fully mixed. And scrape your edges. Again and again. You're gonna keep repeating the same steps over and over until it's very well mixed. Again, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm like scooping the bottom up to the top and just going around and like lifting and pushing back down. I feel like it's a good technique. It gets whatever's on the bottom to come to the surface. And then we're gonna mix it again and again. And then I'm gonna get some heat from my heat tool because I don't have a warming mat. And I'm just going to lay it down at about 160 degrees to warm the cup as I stir, and it's going to gently, slowly just warm up my resin a little bit. Not melting the cup, keep your cup moving. We just want to warm it up. The warmth will help pop those bubbles. It does change the consistency a little bit, makes it a little more thinner, like microwaved syrup, like warmed up syrup. You know, syrup is really thick when it's cold, and then when it's warm, it's really thin. That's the way resin is. It's kind of thicker, and then when you warm it up, it gets really drizzly and thin because we want it to seep around all the glass particles. So the thinner it is, in my opinion, the better results I get. And so I'm just going to go around, gently warm it up. And that looks to be about the consistency that I'm going for. So now our resin is completely mixed up. Some people will do this before. I take entirely too long to put my glass in, so I don't mix up my resin beforehand because you only have about 30 minutes work time, 30 to 40 minutes before it starts to really get thick again and it starts the curing process. So just be really mindful of that. Now we've got our cow brought back over here, and now we're going to start filling in all these openings with the resin, and we're just going to drizzle it. We're not going to dump and pour. We're going to drizzle into each little opening so that we don't overfill it. And we're going to start in the middle. It's where I usually like to start, and I just do a little drizzle, a little drizzle, and I just let it seep around the glass and level itself out, and then I'll come back and add more if I need to. And a little does go a long way. You just drizzle. It takes some time for it to kind of seep into the openings, so just use some patience. I like to go around the edges. And then in our little nostrils, I'm just going to do a little drizzle. You might think you want to pour more, but less is more, really. You don't want to overfill, because if you put too much on one side, it's really hard to kind of move it around. So just be careful about that. And sometimes you just need a little drop in certain areas. There is a hair on this stick. I don't know if you guys could see that. Hang on. I think I got it. So cute. Now, trust the process. Like I said, it's going to look absolutely atrocious in the curing time and like the resin part. But I'm telling you right now, when it's cured, I think it is like, it's so cool, the process. It just really is. And I do like to coat my wood outline. Some people don't like that. I do like it. Preference. Hello, everyone. I have seen your comments. I know this has taken a lot of time because I explained a lot of stuff for the beginner people at the very beginning. So I've taken a lot of time in this video, and so I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to be a little bit more diligent with my time here to actually get this done in a semi-timely manner. I'm so nervous I'm gonna have to mix up more. So I will let this sit from, okay, so it's about 8 o'clock. I will let this sit until tomorrow around, I don't know, 3, maybe 3 o'clock. Usually about 12 hours is good, but I know that mine within 12 hours is still really soft. And so I want it to be a little more cured. So I'll usually wait about, 15, 16 hours before I peel off the backer. Like the backing. So I'm just gonna probably wait till about 3 tomorrow to peel this backer off. Let's see. I have to watch in the beginning. I want to learn how to do this. Celeste, girl, I tell you all the things. This is one of the videos where I will refer people to watch if they're a beginner. because I went through stuff that we typically don't really talk about very much. A lot of tips and buying tricks, like what you need, talking about different products, different paper transfer tapes, different glass, just a bunch of different things, resources, where to find stuff, where, you know, different information about the products that we offer. So, and then where to find like tutorials if you are just getting started. There's a lot of stuff we covered in the very beginning of this video, so just keep that in mind. And I will download this video. I don't know that I'm going to get a chance to get it edited so that it's, you know, going to be a really quick version. I have not really had time to do any video editing, so I haven't really uploaded any edited videos at all. Y'all, we have been, like, I'm in growth mode where I'm about to buy land, move the business, build a building, and I have got to get my processes and my ducks in a row here before we go building something. Because whenever we work with someone, like an architect for like like what is our building plans going to look like, I want to know exactly the flow, the process, like what size building we need, what needs to go where. And we are really focusing on what is our, like, how do we operate here? Like, and then we're finding like issues that we're troubleshooting, things that we're implementing, things that we're trying new, and just trying to figure out how to do better. And so that's what we've been in the middle of. I've not really had time to do much of anything else, if I'm being really honest. When I go home, I want to be at home doing nothing. But my husband has meetings on Tuesdays, so I figured, you know, I would stay late today and do our project together. So I worked a little longer today on some stuff, like behind the scenes things. So that's why I'm here a little later. And I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I really have to give some things the attention that they need right now. And I learned today, for the first time, I did not know that we could print labels for our kits by order. Like, we can go to your order and print your product labels. We don't have to go to the product itself. So we're trying a new system where when orders come through, we're going to go ahead and print the labels per order. So when your order is processed, it gets labeled and it's ready to pack right as it's coming off the machines, instead of going through 2 other steps for your order to be ready. Because right now we cut about 50 orders at a time, and they all go into this great big cart, and all the different kits kind of go on the same cart, and then she has to like sort through it, label it, pull the orders from that cart. This way, if we are going to try to utilize the carts that we have and divide them into, we have 12 carts that we can divide into 24. So we're going to go from 50 to 24, and each packing slip will go in the bin. And as your order cuts, it goes directly in the bin. And the labels that go with your kit will be right in there waiting. And then it won't go to her stage anymore. It'll go directly from the machine into the bin to packing. So we're really trying to think about the processes of like, where's the holdup? Where's the holdup? How do we get things out the door quicker? What steps can we rework? How can we do some changes? And y'all, it's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot. So Dylan came up with this method. I'm super excited to see if his process and ideas work for us, because this is his. I told him to brainstorm with me and give me some suggestions on ways to fix some of our problems and our holdup areas. And he's like, what if we did it this way? And I was like, let's find out. let's see what happens. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do here is take my tool, my little pink pokey tool. And I know this is very time consuming for some. If you do not want to do this, you can skip this step. I just find that in areas where I can see that the glass needs a little shakaroo, I just like to tap in the little openings and help the resin kind of disperse around the glass a little quicker than just waiting for it to do its thing. And I also make sure you do not puncture your paper transfer tape with your little pink pokey tool. Some of the stuff I did see a lot of their process. We toured the warehouse with Parker. April and I did. I recorded a 3-hour conversation on my phone with Parker of going through each and every one of the buildings that they have and all their processes. We we manufacture almost every product that we have with the exception of our crushed glass. So our glass, we order in bulk and we repackage it. So we're not manufacturing glass. We only make 4 colors. We only color 4 different colors. So there is a little bit of a manufacturing process there. Our t-shirts, we do order the t-shirts and we order the transfers and then we make the shirt. So that is another step. But when it comes to our craft kits, we are taking raw materials and we are cutting every single craft kit. We don't order anything. We make every craft kit. So our primary product in this business is blanks for crafting and craft kits. So our manufacturing side of it is where they have a lot of ribbon that they order. They do make some door hangers. They do some sublimation, things like that. They have like their print room. They have lasers that they use to cut like their door hangers, but they have UV printers. So their process is a little bit different, but some of the ideas that I was trying to implement, we are not ready for some of those things. We need to grow a little bit more to implement some of the things that would be better process times. And it's just that some of the software that they use is really expensive, and like I can't afford to spend $2,000 a month on like warehouse management software. We're not there yet. So there's some other alternatives that don't have as many features that, so for example, Dylan found a program called Easy Scan. It's an app that you pay for. You still have to pay for it. It's through Shopify. It's an app that you install in your Shopify store. And one of the things about it is it allows us to do what I was telling you. When you place an order, your order comes in and we can print your product labels per order. Before, she was going through every packing slip and manually typing out everything that people ordered and then printing a label and putting it on the product. So labels will be printed to order instead of batch printing for the whole cart. Hopefully that makes sense. And that way your labels will go in your bin and your order will have its own bin. Instead of, you know, every item just goes on the cart and there's 50 orders in 12 different bins. We're going to cut dividers to divide our bins that we have on our carts to be 2 orders can go in a bin. And then it will bypass the whole, every order has to be cut on the packet before your order can be filled. Now it's going to be cut to order it truly in order, and when it comes off the laser, it goes in your bin with your packing slip and then immediately can go be packed. So we're trying to figure out better processes and steps, and it's just taking time. So that's one of the things is they where we fill orders in the order they are received, they also have something called pickable and unpickable. So like our glass orders, we do kind of do this, but we don't have like a designation for pickable and unpickable. So if you order just crushed glass from us, April gets that order and it just goes back and she pulls it. We don't have like a pickable cart. She just takes the stack and goes back there. There's no true process for it. So we need to create a pickable process and an unpickable process. And that's what they call their orders, is pickable and unpickable. And we really didn't have a name for anything other than fulfilled and unfulfilled. So there's just, yeah, there's some stuff we learned for sure. The way that they have their warehouses laid out, I really like the flow of it. Comes in the front, and then there is back doors that you can go building to building, and there's a flow. There's an order of operations. There's a lot of stuff that we learned, but there's some stuff we're just not ready for. Like their warehouse management software would be absolutely fantastic. It's just not in our budget. We're not quite there yet, but you know, Lord willing, he's blessed us so much already. And you guys are just the most fantastic people in the world. The better we can optimize things and the happier we can make people. It's getting things out the door so that people can consume them like quicker than what our time is right now. We only have 4 lasers, and we're trying to handle such a large volume that, you know, we need 4 more, but we can't put 4 more in here because we are kind of at the capacity of this building. We could probably add 1 more laser, but that's gonna still be a tight fit too. So I'm just going through each of these openings, making sure the little corners are filled in, that all the glass is saturated with resin, and we're not going to have any issues like right here. I completely missed that one. So I'm just going to do a little drop, because a little drop will do ya. And make sure it is coated. And then the last step is basically painting the outline with resin. And that's optional. You don't have to do that. I just like it because I think it's pretty. All right, little spot right there needs some. You just gotta be careful with areas like this because it can easily overfill off the edge. You really don't want that. All right, let's go through our flowers, and I'm not gonna overdo it because we've got that white on the bottom. And we don't want it coming to the top. So I'm just gonna tap and make sure all of our edges are good. Our yellow. And this one. I really like to double check my edges. In the center here. Yeah, it is really good. It is really good. I'm very thankful for the amount of time Parker spent with me in April. I mean, y'all, he spent 3 hours just walking us through their warehouses and telling us about every single thing and every bit that they do so that we could take that information back and have either we can implement some of the things or we can know kind of what we're working towards. And it's so helpful. So super helpful. There is a bubble right there. Come on now. Come on. Here we go. There's a dark black piece right there. I'm not going to pull all the little debris pieces out because I think it just kind of adds character. This one is kind of iridescent. Oops. I'll just let that be right there. I might have missed it all together. I think I did. It's fine. All right, and I have enough to do the wood outline. All right, I think I've done every single one of these little openings. We will spray it with alcohol. All right, everything's good. Everything's good. I think I tapped every little opening. Fantastic. There is a bubble right there. Come on. There we go. All right, that looks good. Everything looks lovely. Fantastic. Oh, corner right there. Okay, now you can kind of see a little bit better. I know it's really shiny because of the lights, but it's going to look really good. All right, let me get a paintbrush. And let's do our wood outline, and then we're done. This is the longest project ever. I swear. It seems like it's the longest project ever. All right, I think I've used this one before. So this is just a number 2. Kind of looks like this. It's a used brush for sure. Let me get a drink of water. No, I'm starving. I need some dinner. Okie doke. I need some dinner. All right, so I have about, where's the little line? Let's see, what do I have? I have about 10 milliliters left. So I had more than enough, and I'm just gonna go around and drop on some resin. And if there's extra, like I overfilled it, I'm gonna try and pull that around to fill on to my wood outline. I like to coat the outline. If you don't like it, don't do it. Like I said, it's absolutely optional. And I'm just dabbing. Just dab, dab. It's a little time consuming part, but worth it. There's a piece of glass on the wood. You'll usually see if you get glass on your outline. That's what you don't want, because that could get sharp. So try to keep it in the little openings. Sure, you think you would grow, it would grow as it has. Whatever you think you, yes. So just a little story time. I am a very ambitious person. I'm very, like, I don't have a hard time, like, implementing things, doing something. I like think of something and I'm like, let's go do it now. It's 2 in the morning. I'm willing to go like do whatever it takes. One of the things I've had to learn is that not all ideas are great ideas. And that's my other, it's not a strong suit of mine. Not all good ideas, not all ideas are good ideas. So, I've had to rein that in. I don't really have a hard time taking risks, but now we have to be very mindful of the risks we take because sometimes, these risks at a higher level can have a lot more repercussions and be way more costly. So, what products do we carry? What things do we do? What products do we offer? Like our designs, like I know y'all love this because everybody's already bought a ton of this and there's a bunch of people teaching this in a class and people are reordering this over and over and over. So that signals to me that I need to go and do a tutorial so that more people can do the thing. They have a tutorial to follow. But for some things, imagine that I spent all this time on all these and this didn't do well. Well, it's a chance, but it took me 45 minutes just to make this, design from a line drawing, like a paper, a line drawing. And I had to convert the file over to be laserable. Does that make sense? So, while that is a great idea, there's no guarantee. Problem is our Suncatcher collection and our glass products sell really well. But not every one of these does real well. And it's just a risk you take. So there's no real way to know when it comes to things like that. Like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, I thought that design would really do well because our other Highland cow has done really well. Let's give them a different version of a Highland cow. But then now let's look at it from a different standpoint. Okay, now we give you this Highland cow and 12 other Highland cows, and now you feel really overwhelmed because you're like, there's too many choices. There's too many cows to choose from. Or you buy all the cows and you do none of the cows and you just have your cows collecting, and then you feel very frustrated. And then you're like, I haven't crafted them and I feel overwhelmed. I don't know where to start because you're just, whatever. So it was a great idea, right? You were like, great idea. I'm going to do this. And then you don't do it. Doesn't mean it's, all ideas are great ideas. The thing is, you have to follow through with the thing that you're doing. So, and then you follow through and do it at the best level you can. And this just applies to everything you do in life. Are you a procrastinator? Are you, do you implement things? Are you, do you do great with task completion? It is a lot. So I have a lot of notes and books and lots of things that were great ideas. Lots of things that I still need to do that I haven't done yet because I am not sure when to do it, where to do it, how to do it, what's the right timing, what's not the right timing. And I'm figuring it out. So sometimes I have great ideas and some things we've done too early. We've done things too soon. Sometimes things we haven't done soon enough. Some things we should have done a long time ago and we can't go back and undo it. But I am very optimistic that I have goals and either the customers will help us meet those goals because, we can't do anything without our customers. Businesses don't exist without their customers. I can have all the dreams in the world, and if the people who are, supporting the business and buying into the business and the products that we offer don't consistently show up, then we will never reach those goals. So our customers are very important to us, and giving them things that they want. And I think that all of my customers should think like me. That's one of those things about just because you have a good idea doesn't mean it's right. Or, just because you have an idea doesn't mean it's a good idea. So I think that my community that I attract, I've primarily tried to attract craftaholics like me. Super creative, fly by the seat of your pants, you live, eat, and breathe, you live in your own world, but then there's adult responsibilities, other jobs, and I have a job too, but my job is very tied around what I like to do. I just don't get to do a lot of what I like to do all day, which I would very much love to do that. But my goal was to attract people who are very much like me and they're just crafting all day long and we get to just live our best life and keep them happy and, loving all the things. And we do have some people who literally, they sun up to sundown. They're doing all kinds of different creative things. We have people that we cut for that have a business. That is their job, is the arts and craft industry. And, so were we serving everyone at that capacity? No. When I first started doing a lot of the online crafting, it was not just when I had my furniture store. It was when I closed my store, my creativity shifted to a smaller scale. And I just shifted my primary focus from doing signs and decor and refurbishing things and painting furniture to, I just don't paint furniture anymore. So, my thought was, how do we make money blogging and monetizing our Facebook page and making money from our videos, very much like YouTubers do. And I was like, I'm going to teach people how to craft. And I realized that I don't make any money from Dollar Tree. We made money on the blog. We made money, some money off of monetizing our videos, but I quickly learned that while a lot of people make a great living from monetizing their content, I did not feel very good that every dollar most of a good portion of the revenue was coming from ad revenue. And I was like, I don't want to partner in my business with Facebook. I don't want to partner I want that to be a part of it, but not the majority of it. So we didn't have products. There wasn't anything that I sold. It was, I sell tutorials. My content was free. And then you just watch my videos and I would make money off of them. And I just did it. And it just didn't sit well with me. Like, this is too risky. I'm okay taking risks, but not them kind of risks. And so, in 2021, I think it was 2021, maybe it was 2022, I started turning off ads and stars and all forms of monetization on Facebook. Because I also knew that if I unknowingly because I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to cheat the system or do things that are wrong. But if you don't comply with the monetization standards, they will take your page from you. I've seen a lot of my friends lose their pages, have to start completely over. And I was like, that's a lot of power. Now, Facebook can still take my page away, but I have less chance of being demonetized or canceled by Facebook without monetization. So that's why you don't see ads on my videos. I turn them off. You can't send me stars. There is still a subscriber badge. I don't know what that's about. Like, there's a little pocket that looks like a little pocket with a heart. So you can subscribe, and I did not know until years ago that if you turn that on Facebook, you can't turn it off. So I always tell people, like, if you subscribe to my page, just know that I have no subscriber benefits. It's a tip. Like, it's a tip because I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. I can't undo it. It's there. But I don't make any money off of monetizing my Facebook page. So I don't get ad revenue. Our income comes strictly from our blog, our subscription box, our t-shirt club, our t-shirts, our products that we offer. And I do have my YouTube channel monetized. And, but I don't go and do content really over there. And, I think this past month I've made like $135 in January from YouTube from people watching my videos there. It's pennies, really. But $130 something would make or break somebody. I do know that. I do. I'm fully aware. Like, but for example, I just told my dad, while I was gone, we spent about $20,000 in within 2 days, like just on, boxes. We had to order new laser tubes for 3 of our lasers. They're $1,300 each. Like, we have expenses, and like, that's expenses that some people can't afford in their business. And so, yeah, I know that we have to do things a certain way because in order to grow, things get more expensive. It costs more to operate. It costs something to grow. It costs to be in this building. In the summer, our light bill is like $2,300 in this building. Can you imagine your home light bill being $2,300? I have that in this warehouse. We got to sell a lot of craft kits. We got to do a lot of product promotion. We can't hope and pray that Facebook's going to show our videos to people so we can make ad revenue. No, we've got to create very clear plans and understanding, like, what is our plans to earn, to sell products? How do we get our products in front of people? And so I do product demonstrations and tutorials and show you like how to use our products. Michelle does all of our email campaigns, and she does a lot of different things. She posts on our blog, which is pinned on Pinterest, and people come from Pinterest and read the blog, and then they come and order a thing, and it's a whole great big thing that I never ever really intended on. In the beginning, my dream wasn't to be this like big, you know, business. It was just, I want a job that's fun. And what does that look like? But now I'm like, I want to create a business that I can leave to my grandkids if they want it and pass it on. Because I'm telling you right now, Avery Ann, that girl, while I was gone, her dad had her over here. Her mom had her here, and she had set up my little station here. She had gone through our little bin of extra like voided pieces that go into like a recycle. She picked out little butterflies and little hearts, and she had gotten out the markers, and she had colored them, and she was like, she just kind of did her own little thing. It was just so interesting to see just how, like, what am I doing this for other than, you know, my own paycheck? Other people work here. You know, we create jobs, we create an experience, we, you know, for people. So it's much bigger than just, you know, whatever people see it as. It's a lot of responsibilities. It costs a lot to run a business. And there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that y'all are going to love whatever I've dreamed up over here. There's no guarantee. It's just on a risk that maybe they will, maybe they won't. So over time, our products have grown. We have a lot of different products that people can purchase. So we give people a lot of choices, which is a pretty decent conversion. Most everyone that visits our shop finds something to craft. And then it's, you know, it is what it is. But no, I didn't think it would be what it is. But now that I know what I'm capable of, now I know what I want it to be. And it's far bigger than my dreams are far bigger than I could ever be possible of. And so it's definitely going to have to be that, you know, God makes a way where it feels like there is no way. And I believe that God wants people to have successful businesses. And so I just try to be obedient. I try to show up. I try to serve. I serve a lot more than I ever ask. We do sell products. We do promote products. But I don't feel like my page is this huge infomercial. Yes, I do tell you, oh, comment this. But it's all free for you to view. Like, you can watch any tutorial for free. You can take away huge value and skills from free videos that we offer. But our products are not free. Sometimes we offer something for free when you purchase. But my level of free for people is my time and my knowledge in teaching people something. And if they want to buy it, I think I've spent enough time like building their trust that they can trust me. And then they order from us. And so it's just show up and serve, and God He'll put my craft tutorials in front of the right people at the right time. And we've grown a lot. We really have. And some of you guys have started businesses from watching crafting and how I've shared how I've built this business and what we do and how we do it and how to blog and how to set up a website and how to film a tutorial and just different things that we've chatted about. It's created opportunities. And so I just really try and think about it that way, that I hope my ideas are good ideas, never guarantee. And then I hope that God just opens the doors that bless us to grow and afford to buy land and a building and hire more people, buy more machinery. It's just, you know, it's all part of whatever God's plan is, you know. And I spend countless hours here. I know it's a lot of people's time, and not everybody wants to sit here and listen to me or watch you know, paint dry or put glass in a, you know, thing. But there's a lot of people that do watch the replays because they can skip through. Most of the people who watch the lab videos nowadays are people who they have time to do it, or they are just really invested in the community of people. They like enjoy the lab videos. It passes their time. But people who are watching typically on the replay, they're either watching quickly to figure out like, okay, do I want to buy this? How does it look in the end? Or they're watching it because they bought it and they're crafting it and they're like, okay, tell me what to do. What's next? How do I do this? And yeah, so I just feel like it is what it is. And I really love what I do. I really do. It's challenging. Like, I like a challenge. I love a puzzle. I like to solve puzzles and figure stuff out. But what's the most challenging for me is managing people, and I am not good at managing people. And I'm not like a super bad boss, but I hire people. I should tell them what needs to be done. I show them what needs to be done. And then I'm like, I'm not going to come follow up with you. Like, I'm not going to come and see if you need help. I'm like, do you know how to pack a box? Here's how to pack a box. This is the way we do it. Okay, got it. And I'm not going to come back and be like, so how are you doing? Then I'm going to hope that my sister is going to follow up on that, because I have other bazillions of things that I need to do. And the least thing on my mind is following up with someone. So I'm trying to work on that this year, about being more hands-on support than just, can you pack a box? Can you label this? Can you pull these off the machine? Do you know how to do this? Can you do this? Perfect. Can you put glass in a bag? Can you run this machine? Can you push start? It's not rocket science. But some people are different kinds of learners and they need a little bit more support. And we do have a lot of craft kits that people have to remember. So that's also another thing. Y'all, we're almost done. We have just this section right here, and then our little Highland cow will be completely coated and ready to cure through the night and tomorrow. And again, this one was style 363. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I do. I will say I've really balanced my time a little bit better this past year, like in 2025, of like, I can't love my business and pour everything into it as much as I'm supposed to love my family and be present with my family. And so it was like, you know, building a business is hard. It requires a lot of your time. But I was not properly balancing my home life. And it was, you have employees, you have responsibilities, you've got to sell product, you've got to make money, you've got to pay these people to do their jobs, and they're counting on you. And there's just a lot of like stress and like expectations. And I just had to be like, you know what, there's only so many hours in a day. Either people are going to show up and buy the stuff, or they're not. And if they're not, then we need to figure out what's wrong and how to fix it. And that means we need to do a little bit more evaluations. And so, yeah, it is what it is, you know. But telling you what, I'm not afraid to work hard. That's for sure. I am in love with this. I know it looks really, really probably super questionable because of the lights shining on it, but I'm about to tell you just how cute this is. And it's going to look even cuter when we pull this transfer tape off tomorrow and we see how lovely this thing is. So first things first, do not pour resin down the drain. Let it sit and cure. Put a little stick in there, and then if you have like a cup that releases and you can reuse it, you would just put your little stir stick in there. I've used this paintbrush a million times, so I'm just going to let my paintbrush cure in this resin, and I'm going to set it on this baby wipe over here. I'm not going to throw it in a trash can. I'm not going to pour it in a drain. I'm going to let it cure, and then I'm going to dispose of it. Second, I have alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. This is 91%. I am going to spritz this over my outline. It's going to help pop some of the bubbles, bring them to the surface. Before I do that, I am going to spray my hands and try to break down some of this resin. And then I will change my lights so that you can see without the little reflections on there, because that's got to be absolutely annoying and obnoxious at the same time. And I did drip some resin over here, so I just want to clean this up. It's about time for a new sheet of contact paper. So we're going to spray this. This is, I think I got this at the drugstore or like Walmart, and I'm just going to spray it pretty generously. And it's going to help those bubbles come to the surface. I am now going to take off these gloves. And we are not going to move this. It's going to sit here all night and cure. And then we're going to flip this over and peel off our backing. So let me turn these lights off, so you can see what it looks like with the lights off. Looks a little bit better. It's kind of very dim in here. I have a really hard time seeing in this lighting, so I have to keep these bright lights on. But this is what it looks like. There's this little spot right here I feel like is a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of that chocolate and put it right in that spot, because I feel like it needs a little bit more right there. And let me grab that. Where did I put it? It's in one of these little containers. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Let me turn this light on just a little bit so I can see what I'm working with. And it's right there. A little bit more right there. Then I'm going to take that little tool, the little scoopy tool. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. And I'm going to submerge that into the resin in that little spot right there. Okay. Now let me turn the light off and see what I think about it now. Oh, it looks a little bit better now. So see how the horns look? We did the center here. Let's see what else. This looks a little dark right there. So I'm just going to try to mix this in to this like so. And level that spot right there. Just a little bit more. Blend it. That isn't so hard in that line there. This is a little lighter right here, so I'm going to mix some of this dark into there. Tap, tap, tap. And then that is kind of light right there too, but I think it'll be okay. It can't be perfect, right? Our cow is a little darker on this side. It's fine. It's fine. But if it's, you know, it's a problem, you can add a little more like right here to kind of balance out that. This ear is a little darker than this ear. So I'm going to take chocolate and I'm just going to sprinkle it in this little area right there and give it a little more brown. So this is one of those things where if you're troubleshooting at the end and you're like, gosh, I don't really like how light that is. You can, while your resin is like fresh, just drop some glass and then press it into your resin. And you can just add a little bit of glass to add some more shading. Try not to get it in the other colors. So I'm just going to drop a few right there. I'm going to push it into this little spot right there because I want that to be a little bit darker. It's not quite as dark, but it's okay. It'll be fine. And then over here, I want this little ear to have a little bit more right there. And I'm just going to press it in to that resin. There is a white spot right there. Typically, if you see like a white spot or a void, that's the back of the paper transfer tape, and you want to try to push glass into the little opening because then it will be see-through. All right, I think I'm going to leave this. I'm not really going to do anything else to it. I say that and then I go and, you know, go touching it. This is where you can really work some magic. Like mixing it. All right, let's get us a white. I love how this turned out. Took forever, y'all. It is 8:30, and I believe that we started around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's been about 2.5 hours. It is a lengthier project. I also spent time talking to you guys, instructing, giving you tips and tricks. We did this from start to finish. I took my time. I didn't, you know, rush anything. Because listen, this is now going to be cured in here and there's no going back. There's no adding glass. You got to do it while your resin is not cured. Okay. So, this is how it looks. Let me, I'm going to spray my hands with alcohol one more time, and then I'm going to pick up my phone. I just want to clean them off really good because I can feel the stickiness. If you want to get any supplies to make these, we have the wood cutouts, we have the crushed glass, we have the resin. Comment Suncatcher. That's the keyword, comment Suncatcher, and that works for Facebook only. Comment Suncatcher, and Facebook Messenger will send you a message. My cardboard cut is burning. It's burning right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's pull this off of here and let's get a little swooparoo so we can see what it looks like a little closer. In case you're at home and you're like, what is it supposed to look like? When it's done, this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go really slow so you can see. And then I will scroll back really quick and answer your questions here in a second. So see how the horns have that olive meadow and the golden honey, and it's kind of sporadic. And then this is how I did the chocolate and the mocha mist. And I have glass around the edges. I'm not really going to worry too much about that. This is how this looks. And then I will also take a picture so you can refer to the picture before it cures, and then I'll show you what it looks like after it cures. Okay, I think that's probably pretty good. Let me put you back on the stand just for a second. And y'all, look at my shirt. Ain't it cute? It just so happens that I did not plan this, but I'm like, I'm wearing this today, and we did a little cow. So much fun. So much fun. Okay, so first things first, okay? Just up in my hair. Y'all, I washed my hair and then I braided it. I slept in it. And so my braids are like atrocious. But my hair is clean. So I guess that's all that matters. Okay. So first things first, if you watch this video from the very beginning and you're still here, I appreciate you so much. If you watch this video on the replay and you're still here, I appreciate you so much. One thing I will say is this: the resin is going to cure, slowly. it's going to seem like it takes forever. It does cure to where you can touch it after about 12 to 24 hours. Okay, so you're gonna be able to peel that paper back off, and then you're gonna need to let it lay flat to finish curing for about 3 to 5 days. I know the patience we do not have, right? 3 to 5 days, that's forever. It seems like forever, but once it's cured, then it's in a solid state, it's good forever. Like, it's good to go. If you watched my video the other night from my house, I showed you the 2 sun catchers that have been hanging in my window on each side of my back door since I put them there. I haven't moved them. They are still there. They have not yellowed. They are beautiful. I love, like, I'll have to show you what they look like when the light passes through them. They're very pretty. And it looks like crackle glass. That's kind of the way I explain this. It looks like shattered glass. Like, have you ever seen those vases that look shattered and broken? It kind of looks like that when you hang them in your window and you look at how the light passes through them. It's so pretty. It is just so pretty. But it's not for everybody. So just know that. So let it cure. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. If you have animals, like if you have any animals, I know sometimes people that have cats, their cats will get on like counters or tables. Cover your resin piece with something that will protect it for any debris, any dust, anything blowing, anything like that can blow into it and get and cure in your resin, because once it cures, it's kind of stuck in there. So I don't have any pets in here. I don't have anything that's going to be a problem. I don't have any issues. So I don't cover mine. I just leave it sit on this little area. You want to let it cure in a flat, level surface. That way your resin doesn't run to one side or leak off the edge. You want to let it be on a level surface. And the other thing is, how do you hang it? So you can hang it with a chain, you can hang it with twine, you can hang it with rope, you can do a little, you know how Hobby Lobby has like the gemstone, rhinestone type of like chains? You could do something decorative. Also, when this cures, you can drill into it and attach little crystals that come down if you want to expand on it. We have not done that yet, but I do have that in my to-do list this year, is to expand on these sun catchers and add little cascading things. Again, I have all the ideas and I feel like sometimes I have none of the time. So there's other things you can do to these once your resin cures, and you can use like a Dremel, a drill, jewelry hoops, like jewelry hooks, the larger little loops where you can hook on the little chains and add little like crystals. You can do like a macrame thing if you wanted to drop beads down, something kind of boho. It's whatever you want to do. Use your creativity. There are no rules. Part of the crafting process and what I try to give you ideas with is I give you this to be like a starting point for you to then have other sparks of creativity that kind of come from it. But there is endless ways that you can do these. I promise you, they're so much fun, and they make really awesome gift ideas too. So think about how you can make things throughout the year and budget your time for like gift ideas. We have hollows that make great ornaments. We also have other kits that have hollow areas you can fill with glass. You can use glass and resin, not just in these sun catchers, but in other things. We've taken napkins and put them on a picture frame and embellished them with crushed glass. Like, it's so much more than just these things here. But this is one of the things that people really do enjoy. They're just really make a great gift and a craft idea. And then people also hang these on their walls. We've had some people take these, like for example, this Highland cow, they would put it in a like a circle, like a wood frame that they found. And then around their Highland cow, they're putting more crushed glass and they're putting their Highland cow into that. And they're doing like a whole layered look where they're encasing it in things. The ideas are just so crazy that I've seen people share. The emails I get from people showing me their ideas, I tell people like, post it. And they're like, no, I don't, what if people don't like it? I get not sharing your ideas with social media because there are haters out there and there are people who are not nice. And sometimes you just have to let that roll off your shoulder. But there is somebody who you can inspire, and they would probably appreciate your creativity and being able to see a different way to do things. So I encourage you, share your finished products or your projects, whether it's something that you make that you buy from us or something else. Inspire somebody. It's really, really important that when you're in this community that we are all full of ideas and we're all looking for inspiration. And some people are not full of ideas and they need to be triggered by inspiration. That's what Pinterest does for us, right? Pinterest is the idea place. So share your crafts with people. Spread the word. If you teach classes or you want to teach classes, you don't have to have a studio to do that. You do need to follow ordinances in your areas of like, what are the things that you're allowed to do? But around where I live, there is a couple of ladies that we cut the wood cutouts to make these sun catchers for, and they host their classes in groups of like 6, 12, 18. Some people do more, and they will basically book a restaurant. Like if they have like a meeting room or a larger space, the back place where you can do like banquets, and they will have their classes in places like that, community centers, church fellowship halls. They don't have to have a studio. One lady that lives in South Carolina, she goes to people's houses and does the parties at their house, in their kitchen, at their kitchen table. Not saying that's the best way to go, but I'm just saying, like, if you're looking for ideas, if you're looking for, like, what can you do? How do you get started? If you want to teach classes or workshops, it doesn't have to just be these sun catchers. There are people who buy our kits and they do at-home craft parties. They come to your home, and they're like, okay, get like 6 of your friends, and here's what it is per person. I bring the paint, I bring the kits, I teach you the class, you host it, you have like different, snacks and stuff, and you just have a craft night. And there are people who do that. Now, I'm not saying it's the best thing to go to somebody's house, because nowadays, who knows? But I'm saying there are people who are doing those things. But yeah, most of you guys are just crafting for yourself. You're crafting at home, you're just doing it as a hobby, and that is okay too. But there is a lot of potential in this world for you to use what God gave you and your passions, and it's never too late to start. And we manufacture cutouts for other small businesses who do not have laser machines. We do have a processing time for our standard orders. We do work with our people who teach classes. If you teach a class, people usually will say, I just placed an order. Here is my class day. I go in and I add the notes. And we really try, when we do our business to business orders, that we make sure that we are cutting and fulfilling your order within a time frame that you have your products on hand. You have it in time for your classes, as long as we're able to communicate those things. If you're ordering on Tuesday and you need it by Saturday, it's not likely to happen unless, there's some, like miracle that takes place. But it does take time to cut the order, get it through the processes, get it packed, get it through the shipping time, get it to your door. So just think about those things. But we want to be a point of resource for people who are hobby crafters and other small businesses. And so we hope that you keep this in mind for that. It's one of my goals this year is to, I do a lot of teaching and not a lot of marketing in a different way. And so I've got to get better about that. But thank you for being here. I do appreciate you so much. We've gone through the start to finish process, and tomorrow I will either come on live, maybe we'll do it live tomorrow so that way we can do like the whole process so that you have a great place to start. Like I'm working on a getting started guide. And so this video will end up being edited and I will voice it over. And it's one of the reasons why this video is so long is I listen back to what I say and then I try to like voice it over with a synopsis. Like we take it from 3 hours and we cut it down to like 9 minutes. And then I got to like pack all the details in there and do it quickly. So, anyways, that's why there's a lot of instruction given in this video. There's a lot of tips and tricks to help you. And so if you're watching on the live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, I hope you have fun crafting. Thank you for being here with me on this lovely Tuesday. I am going to head home. 195, new 195 is going to cut tomorrow. I do have new 194 that got cut, and let me go grab that really quick. And I'm going to show you guys who are here a little sneak peek. So these here are some of the new things that are coming. And I wanted to show you the little bunny body with the little swing. Little swinging bunny and the little bunny. Super cute. So I did cut 2 of these so I can put one together and craft one with you. We have some cutting board, little breadboard kits coming. There's a few of those. I know you guys like, some of you guys like those a lot. There's like this one. Let's see. This is a, you know, the little shelf hugger that's like the snowman, and then we did the bear, and then we just did the bunnies. I have the bunnies cut. The arm is going the right way. Your kit will come with the arm going the right way. I just have to glue them together, and I did not get it done today, but this is a duck hugger. Shelf hugger, and it's just a little duck laying down, and I thought this was super cute for spring, and it's not really like Eastery, it's just kind of spring cutie. And that one is coming. It's just so fun. It's got a little wing and then a little foot, and it's got a beak. It's just super cute. Little shelf hugger. And then we also have the other swing kits that got cut. This one is the bunny. I have to still put that one together. And that is got the one little tree that it hangs from. It's that version. And then I also have, did I cut 2 of that one? I did. I cut 2 of that too. So I have 2 of those. Wait, I'm pretty sure. No, no, I did not cut 2. This is the leprechaun. This is the St. Patrick's swing. So that's got to be put together tomorrow. And then this one is the gnomes, the little St. Patrick's gnomes. There is also a bunny St. Patrick's gnomes. This one is a little bee or ladybug that's on like this little arch board. That's going to be super cute for spring. And that's what's in this bin. There is new 195 cutting. So I'm still working on some spring stuff that's coming. Easter things. I still have the spring things over here I got to glue together. Y'all, tomorrow my goal is glue things together. So if you see me on tomorrow gluing stuff, you'll get to come and hang out if you want to do that. But I do have some stuff I'm working on that is coming. So just patience, patience, patience. I am one singular gal over here doing all the things. Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everyone. I need to get back to crocheting. Stop because my hands would hurt from carpal tunnel. Since I retired, I don't have any problems with them. I have a few projects I started and I have to finish them. Edith, I will tell you one thing. Moderation. Time blocking. It's one of the things I've had to learn to do, and I don't really do it that well, is time blocking. This is where I spend a lot of my hours in a day when I do my crafts, is I will be here 3-4 hours. And then I'm also working 8 hours as well. And block your time. Like if you want to crochet, set a timer for like 30 minutes on your phone. I really need to take my own advice that I'm giving you. But that way you don't overwork and, you know, irritate your carpal tunnel, but then you can crochet. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Just do it for 30 minutes. Maybe do it for 15 minutes. And do it on certain days of the week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See how it goes. And then if you can work yourself up a little bit, if you really love to crochet or sew, and this works for anybody, time block. I am very bad about time blocking. I'm not a very good perception of time. I'm not a very good judge of how much time has passed. Clearly. But time blocking things, setting timers is really helpful. So anyways, You love to watch the gluing. A lot of people do. They really like to see how things go together. Because they want to craft it their own way, and then they just want to quickly see. I've thought about recording and just uploading like gluing together kits, but then I'm like, I'd have to do that for every one of them. But a lot of people will watch the video just to go to the end to see like, how does it go together? I've painted it. I don't need your help painting, but how does it go together? So that's another thing when you watch these videos, if they're long, just skip to the part where we're assembling, and that's really helpful for like putting stuff together. But I have talked your head off today. We have spent a lot of time together, and now I'm going to go home and I'm going to do absolutely nothing. Nothing. But I do have a very busy day tomorrow. So y'all be blessed. Thank you for being here. If you want to check out our crushed glass, sun catchers, resin, any of those things, if you comment the word sun catcher, that keyword takes you to the page with everything. If you want to check out our glass, you can comment glass. That takes you to our glass collection. If you want to comment, if you want to check out resin, you can comment resin. And if you want to check out the, like our canvas kits, you can comment the word, you can comment the word, I don't know what the word is. Canvas? I don't know what the word is. I don't even know what the keywords are anymore. They're all running together. There's so many keywords. I need a list of like, what are they? We have a lot of automations that we've set up this past year. I don't know what the keyword is, but if you do comment the word suncatcher, everything is on that page. Even the canvas projects are on the suncatcher page, because it's anything glass and resin and, you know, related on that page. Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed evening, and I'll see you.